I have some of the ugliest friends.
Who bag, right?
Who bag
Yes.
some of the most beautiful women.
This is a move for all the guys listening. If you go on a date with multiple steps, she wants the guy to pay for dinner. It's cute, but she's also like, I like him enough that I don't want him to spend all his money. You just like big that shit and you're like, nah, get that out of here. You're not paying. It's like a plus 15 in her book. Every filter that you use on TikTok,
Body glamour one.
I did that one on my personal page and it straight up put the full glam makeup on me. I looked like a woman.
I've hooked up with girls that are like recently single. I was like grinding with this girl at the club. I just see the text coming in. I'm like, that must suck, my boy.
You are evil.
All right, we here today with Nick from Server Talks and Wu Talk from Under the Influence, right? So-called, I feel like the leaders of the groups. I've assembled the kings here today to talk about some real men. Yeah. And
It's the perfect time for me to have a beard.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like I've grown out for this
I'm feeling
moment.
like less of a man right now. What is all this?
honestly, does it work?
Huh?
Does it work? Does it
Yeah.
work?
Dude, and you grow enough beard that it actually looks good. I don't know
Right.
why you've been shaving that
Because
shit.
we genetically can't grow that.
Yeah. Mine looks like a little pubic hair on my chin, and that's about it. Yeah.
You got a little bit of mustache.
You
and,
got
so-
more than
yeah,
I can get.
You got some stuff coming out though.
Right. But then the way it grows out, it
it's
starts
just-
protruding in multiple directions.
Oh.
It's not one like nice pattern. You could kind of like
Yeah.
brush.
Yeah.
Right. You can't brush my beard. It's like a Confucius.
cat?
Like you start growing like a yeah. It starts growing just downwards.
You know who Confucius is?
He's an astronomer.
Oh man.
He's a philosopher
Okay, that's closer. Yeah, there we
from
go.
Greece,
from Greece. The name Confucius from Greece.
Mediterranean.
Mediterranean.
You're not dead ass right now.
Why would we bring up Confucius?
Is he Korean?
He-
Wait, who is he? Who is he?
He's Chinese.
He's a Chinese philosopher.
Yeah.
Of the like, I don't know what dynasty, but
Bro, you never heard like the term Confucius
No,
say?
I feel like I've heard of it, but I was like, I thought it was a name, and then he used it.
It is a name.
No, but I thought he was using it as a word to describe like.
No, but
you know what I mean.
okay,
But
so
I
he
get
has
what
an
he means now.
iconic beard, and it's the very typical like Asian scraggly beard where it's like very spacey, but it's long. You know?
yeah.
My fault. Yeah. Let's cut that out.
No, it's fine. You could just test me on like a Mexican, well-known
You think I know my
Philosopher.
heritage, bro? I'm probably the most whitewashed Mexican you
This
ever
guy
meet in
doesn't
your
even
life.
speak Spanish, bro.
I do speak Spanish. Okay.
Say, drop
Okay.
something right now.
Hey, ¿qué pasó, papi?
That
Como-
actually sounded a lot better than I
Come on
could.
now.
¿Cómo te llamas?
Nicolás, ¿cómo te llamas usted?
Like that. Utak.
But like you're like
Full name?
English name.
English name? Juan. Because it's John, so like in Spanish that'd be Juan, right? Yeah.
Not really.
Yeah,
You have to
what?
call John, bro.
It's Juan Kim.
I mean,
There's
you could.
So,
Like,
wait. So do
I mean, I've never met a John in Mexico, so maybe that's why.
I was about to say, I'm pretty sure it's Juan, no?
Juan Kim.
Yeah.
It's Juan Kim.
I guess.
Hey, that's my new name now.
Yeah.
Juan.
I'm gonna take this off.
Yeah.
I liked Juan better than John, to be honest.
I feel like mine is like Jaime.
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 What is the
Jaime.
guy from Colombia?
Hey.
James?
James Rodriguez.
James Rodriguez.
Yeah.
That's you.
Yeah.
Do they ever call? They would never call him Jimmy, right?
They probably just pronounce the J like an H, so they call him something like that.
Yeah.
That's so
Come
funny.
on
That's
now.
actually-
It's Hemi, man.
Him.
Yeah. Or Jaime, one of the two.
Yeah, but getting a little off topic. We talking today about the struggles of a man, right? And I feel like we already highlighted one very common struggle for us Asians is that we can't grow beards. We can't grow facial hair properly.
Yep.
And I feel like sometimes at 30 we might look like a 15-year-old boy sometimes.
But that could be the advantage that we look young, bro.
Yeah.
That's part of why we look so good as we age, I think.
That is very
Right.
true.
Because
But
this guy
like,
looks older than me right now. I
do
feel
you
like.
think?
Not actually, but the beard is actually
Yeah,
like the
the-
beard made you like 3 years older. Like
Yeah, but there
automatically.
are a lot of like Asian people that are like older though that look very, very young. But
Yeah.
I do know a lot of girls that say like they do like guys with facial hair though. Of
course.
Does that ever actually bother? Does that actually like bother
Every
y'all,
night
though?
I cry myself to sleep thinking about it. Yeah,
That you can't grow facial hair?
yeah. Look at myself. You know what it is?
What is
I
it?
look at myself in the mirror sometimes, and if you gain a little bit of weight, but the fucking salamander chin starts coming in, you know. And it's like if I had a beard,
Salamander.
I could just contour my shit, and it would just like trim my beard in a way that I would
That
always
is
have a
true,
jawline.
bro. That is true,
Yeah.
bro.
Bro, but if you don't have a beard, you just always got to be in shape, and it's like fucking tough, man.
But then you pair that with the long hair, bro.
yeah,
Like you do one of these.
yep. And bro, and yeah, and everyone thinks I'm a girl often because like I got long hair, no facial hair.
Yeah.
Every filter that you use on TikTok that's like gender specific. Like they have a different filter for the guy and a girl.
The body glamour one going on
Yeah,
right now?
yeah.
You look like a girl?
I did that one on my personal page, and it straight up put the full glam makeup on me. I looked like a woman, and that viral is like 1.4 mil right now.
No
that video.
way,
yeah,
bro,
because
deadass?
Your features are
gotta look at
just
it.
so similar, strikingly
That
similar.
is very
bro.
true, bro. That is very true.
But like it was that the app was so there was a trend being like some Asian kid was like, oh, I like if you use this filter, it makes you look mixed. And I was like, bet I want to see what I look like mixed, so I do it. And then it's just the next scene is me just like looking straight into camera with like eyeshadow on and shit. And I'm like, nah, this shit
I'm gonna look
thinks
it
I'm
up
a
right
woman.
afterwards.
Mixed with a different gender.
Yeah.
Nah, bro. If you was ever in jail, bro, you the first one to get. you the target, bro.
Yeah, that's why I work out, man. Because I know if I was to ever go down there, I gotta fight for my life every night.
Oh man.
It's getting hot.
So, you know, there's this kind of like quote going around, right? Where it's like, you know, Mr. Tate. I think Mr. Tate said that, or one of the Fresh and Fit guys said.
You know, he
this.
tweeted, he said he's living for 5,000 years.
What?
He tweeted recently, said he's going to live for another 5,000 years.
That'd be
Yeah,
crazy.
Swear on my mom's life. Just
feel-
tweeted. Said
feel like-
5,000 years I'm going to be around.
If he freezes himself, maybe.
Maybe. But anyway, sorry.
But he basically said that a small percentage of guys are dating like 90% of the girls and the hot around the world, and the majority of the guys in this planet are unseen and unheard. You think that's true?
1,000,000%.
100,000%.
Yup.
100,000%. Yeah.
100,000%.
Now, before you guys like started getting clout and whatnot, right? Did you guys feel that like just trying to get girls is
I'm curious about you because when would you say you had like clout, like where it was affecting your dating life? Like how old were you?
Honestly, bro, I would just say within the past year, like 2022, like going
So being like 20 to now or like 21 to now?
21 to 22. Like when I turned, so I would say like right when I turned 21 and like I started going to like the club scene and everything, I think that's where everything changed because that's when literally, bro, like I went from no one looking my way and kind of like, you know, like, oh, like who's this to like,
Who's not looking at this?
yeah, but I didn't have it back then though. Yeah, exactly. But and
No,
then
you look good without the beard too.
I liked it, but like, what's called? I feel like I just never got looked at. And then, you know, once the clout started coming in, it was like people looking this way and people would, like my friends would be like, oh, bro, like, why are so many people, like, do you notice all the people that are looking at you, this and that? And I'm like, dude, feel like just as a dude, girls aren't really going around looking for the handsomest man. You get what I mean? Like they're there and then a man approaches them and then they're like, okay, like yes or no.
Yeah, like
You
a
get what I
vibe.
mean?
It's, yeah,
Yeah.
I agree
Wait,
with that.
no, you don't think like I think the most handsome man at the club is getting stares.
You know what?
Oh, stairs. Yeah.
The handsomest man, yes. The handsomest man, yes. I will say that. But no girls are going around being like, oh, well, he's like maybe. You know what I mean? Like, oh, like, well, he's like,
I clap him.
yeah. Like they're not saying that. They're saying, oh, that man is handsome.
Right.
Like this man, this and that. And then maybe they approach that guy. But like, if you're like, and you see it in the clubs, bro, I feel like 70% to 80% of the dudes in there are just standing on the walls.
Yeah.
You get what I mean? Or
Yeah.
just like at the bar trying to get a drink and stuff like that. Or like looking at girls, but not really doing much.
Yeah.
And with that statistic, the dudes that do have the girls around them have tables. So it's like, you know what I mean? And they're the ones that are actually like, and it's not even like they're just pulling one girl. Their table has, if there's like 3 dudes on the table, they have like 8 girls, 10 girls.
Yeah.
And those girls are not going around talking to other dudes
Yeah.
either. So I think that's a good example of the 20% bags 80% of the women.
The only thing that I think is just different is just because like, okay, if you're talking about stuff like that, like the higher end of clubs where like you can get tables and stuff like that, yeah. If you're just a random dude on the floor, you're not gonna get looked at. Period. I guarantee you. Unless, like you said, you are a beautiful ass man.
Right.
Right. But I will say though that if you go to like regular bars and stuff like that,
Oh, yeah, that's a whole different
That's
story.
a whole different story. And I feel like that comes into play with confidence because I have some of the ugliest friends
Who bag, right?
who bag
Yes.
some of the most beautiful women. And I'm standing behind them like, dude, there is no way in like sometimes I wanted to go up to them and be like, yo, bro, like I'm right here. You know what I'm saying? Like I get he's my boy, and I love him to death.
Yeah, like,
but
what are you looking at?
Yeah, but like, what are you doing? You know what I'm saying? So like that's where it comes differently. Because if you're putting in like clubs where you can buy a table and like dudes with like clout or money, then yeah, they're getting looked at. But if you're taking this a regular like club bar, that's where I would say like the confidence comes into play.
This is a public service announcement. Manscaped now has beard products and is going even further with their brand new Weed Whacker 2.0. Go ahead and tell the world the leaders in below-the-waist grooming are traveling north of your South Pole with their revolutionary Beard Hedger Pro Kit. Now, this ear and nose hair trimmer confirms that they have all the best tools for your hygiene toolbox. Time to upgrade your game by going to manscaped.com and using our code DOWNBADSHOW for 20% off plus free shipping. The Beard Hedger is tough on hair but smooth on your face, leading to the single stroke efficiency that brings satisfaction one stroke at a time. This waterproof cordless trimmer has rotary wheel that gives you 20 hair cutting lengths with one guard, so no more messy drawers full of extra add-ons. The Pro Kit also comes with 4 dermatologist tested formulas for your post-trim care. This includes Manscaped beard shampoo and conditioner, beard oil, and beard balm to moisturize, style, and shimmer your new beard. The brand new Weed Whacker 2.0 offers improved blades and skin-safe technology with no tugging guarantee. It's never been so painless to mind your manholes. Good news, the Performance Package 4.0 now comes with a Weed Whacker 2.0 and all the other below-the-waist grooming products Manscaped is known for. So get 20% off and free shipping with our code DOWNBADSHOW at manscaped.com. Yeah.
Yes.
Right. Yeah, it's crazy how much you emphasize ugly, but like how beat are they?
Hey, name drop one right
I'm
now.
not name dropping nobody, but there's a couple dudes where I've been like,
I mean, I'm in the same boat, but on that's what I mean. But I don't think when you said that earlier, I agreed, right? It's not about being the most handsomest. Like, obviously, if you are the #1 most handsomest in any given room, like, you're going to get looks. But even then, a lot of girls don't care about that enough. Like, that's not enough for a girl to, like, want to go home with you or for you to bag. So I would say, like, status, like, if the girl knows who you are before you even talk to her, that's like game over, right? I think we've all experienced that.
Yeah.
And then 2 is like obviously charisma. It's like charm, personality, game, all that.
And I think girls can recognize that too. Like dudes who have like just like radiate like this confidence and energy.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm saying. Like the only times where like I've been like that, where I'm like, what are you looking at? And then I see this dude interacting with the girl or like walking around and the way he moves, I'm like, okay, I guess I do get it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Cause like this, like, and I feel like I've been that dude a couple times too, where I'm just like super charismatic and then girls just kind of like gravitate towards that.
Right.
Cause they just like,
Only a
just
couple times?
A couple times. Only a couple times. Only when I'm really drunk. But like I feel like girls gravitate towards that. And that's why I'm saying like, if you're in a place, like I said, like a regular ass place, the confidence and the charisma does come off and people will see that right away, for sure.
Now has that like situation ever like stifled you from like even approaching girls? Like, because it could be kind of intimidating, right? Before the cloud, before everything. It's like, you know, you're just a regular guy and you're also like, you know, you see all these handsome men going up.
Yeah.
But has that ever like suppressed your like, you know?
Yes. I would say yes. I would say yes, for sure. Like I've been at like a club once or like a bar, like Newport. And I remember wanting to go talk to this girl and I was like about to, and like this 6'3" like light skinned dude is like hitting on her and like she shot him down and I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna stay here. You know? I was like, I'm just gonna finish my drink
Like,
and just
if
not
he
move.
can't do it,
I was like,
what makes-
why? You get what I mean? You get what I mean? But it's always like that point. There could be that point of like, oh, you know what? Maybe she really wasn't into him, but she could have been into me. You know?
Yeah,
Fair,
and
fair.
And I agree with that exact because it's also like what I've noticed is dudes that look like they've got everything going for them, like 6'3", light skin, handsome, right? You're just kind of like their personality kind of reflects that. And a lot of girls, like probably the majority of women, will still kind of go with these dudes, but that's why their personality, their game is usually not there.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just like it's kind of like entitled almost.
Exactly.
So that's why like you might pull up and if she's shooting him down, she must like whatever he doesn't have, right? And that's probably what you got.
Exactly. Yeah. And then easily like exactly what you said, she could probably like the way I talk, or the way I speak. You know, that man.
Or she
probably
has a
couldn't talk.
boyfriend and just everyone's taking an L.
Then I'd ask if she cheats. Yeah. You know? There's always a way around it.
Wait. Do you guys still like hook up with dudes, girls? Dudes? Do you guys still hook up with dudes?
Men, yes.
Do you guys still hook up with girls with boyfriends?
Nah.
Still?
Yeah.
Like we did it in the past?
No, yeah. I feel like everyone when they're young, like no one really cares. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like college hookups. You know what I'm saying? Like people do that shit all the time.
I've hooked up with girls that are like recently single. Like,
Oh, you
like
in
the
there, huh?
Huh?
You in there, huh? Like they're heartbroken and you're like, yeah.
I'm not,
This is my
they
time.
they in here. They like looking to get.
And you're just like, yeah. I'm there, baby.
Yeah, because this is like during like TwitchCon, when I met this girl and she was telling me about like her breakup, and I just remember it was so recent where the guy is still texting her, I miss you, I miss you, I miss you.
She broke up with him?
Yeah.
Oh.
And then I was like grinding with this girl at the club, and then I just see the text coming in. I'm like,
so she's texting him while she's grinding on you?
yeah, I'm like, that must suck, my boy.
You are evil. You are evil.
It caught me by surprise. I'm like,
I don't know if I'd be looking at it though while I'm dancing with her.
Yeah,
I think that's a
it
little
would
bit.
ruin the vibe for me. I would
think I'd
immediately.
peep it. I'd be like this. I think I'd peep it and I'd be like, oh, damn.
Does that turn you off? Does that turn you off if you're the rebound? Or if she got her ex, like her very recent ex, blowing her phone up like that?
You want to answer first?
I think. Look, it doesn't turn me off if I know that that's just a one night situation, right? But it's like, yeah, I mean, I'm not considering these girls as like, oh, I might date her now. no, like, like I'm there for the rebound. I'm right there.
He's in the paint, ready to catch it.
No. Wait, no, don't. I'm not dabbing up that way.
It's just funny, it's funny because I was about to say the same shit. It's just like, it's literally that. Like, if it's a one night thing, I'm not really tweaking out too hard, but recently though, because we did bring this up in a podcast about this, because like, I remember I told Devin and Sage, I was like, yo, if a girl's got a boyfriend and she's up on me, that is not my fault. That's not my issue. I'm like, that is her and her man's issue. You know what I mean?
Right.
But then recently I was like, that's
But then
really
you go through with it then?
Yeah, you used to. I think I had it like one time where I was like, didn't even smash, but like we were making out. But I feel like, and then something happened and like it didn't go that far, but I feel like if we were still like together that whole night, we would have done something.
Yeah.
You get what I mean? But I do think that if you have knowledge of them being together
And you go through with
and
it?
you are somewhat a bad person.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
I used to think the exact opposite. It's the same. I think it's an evolution for everyone.
Yeah.
When you're young, you kind of adopt the, oh, that's not my problem mentality. But like I think if you do it enough times and you just put yourself in the other person's shoes, you're kind of just like,
How many times have you done it?
A few times, man. College is crazy. You know?
Counting on one hand or two hands?
I can't count.
Plus your feet.
You can't count.
Can't count. I don't know how to count.
Uno, dos, tres, cuatro.
What comes after?
Cinco,
Sorry, go ahead.
siete, ocho.
You missed a number.
Did you take Spanish in high school?
Yeah,
You
I
missed
did.
a number. What comes after cinco?
Yes.
Close. Go ahead.
Yes,
Close.
No, I actually saw that TikTok where you're basically saying like if a girl is on the decline of her relationship, you really just it's like he just passing the baton to you, really.
I believe in that statement. That statement I believe in.
Right.
But that's if you like the girl though.
So guys, what's the most devious activity you ever done in your life? I think when I was younger, I have asked a question. I was like, when she said, "Oh, I do have a man's," I was like, "Oh, you don't look happy though." When I was younger, as a joke.
He said you don't look happy.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
That's crazy.
No. I am a demon, huh?
Oh yeah, I won't lie either, right? So like, I don't know if y'all have ever done this.
I can't sit here anymore, man. I can't. Where are we going with this?
I haven't done this in a long time, but sometimes if I've ever DM'd a girl, right, and it's like, oh, haha, blah blah blah, whatever. I'm sorry, but I have a boyfriend. I would be like, oh, word, and I'll try to be respectful, but I'll leave like it open-ended and be like, well, I hope it does not work out, and, and if y'all ever break up, like, you know where to find me. Okay. And I have had girls like be like, hey, I'm single now, and hit me back up like months later. Like, why?
Yeah.
Yes.
Why did you keep that in your mind that whole time?
That's an evil thing, bro.
Yeah, I don't think that was a good thing, and I don't do that anymore.
I think it's an evil thing when the girl like responds back to that person.
Oh yeah,
because like I've been in a situation where I was with a girl and a dude was texting like that, where like he was like, oh,
you were
like
dating this woman.
Not dating though. I wasn't dating her, but like
good feelings.
Yeah. And this dude who she was like messing around with was texting her like, oh, like if you ever get bored, this and that. And then afterwards, I think if she like would have done something or did do something, I would feel mad disrespected. You get what I mean? Because I'm like, what are you doing? But like, hey, dubs for you though.
No, I don't think that's a dubs. So that's why I don't do it anymore.
Yeah.
But
let's move on, right? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We before we dig ourselves into a bigger hole. Even though I'll admit though, but I'm I have so many red flags that I've done in the past, and we're not we're human, we make mistakes, but the best thing is when we learn from them.
Exactly. Yeah.
So
Confucius. Yes.
I don't know if that was Confucius.
that was, I think he might have said that.
Maybe.
Sounds like some shit he would say.
Yeah,
though. So
exactly
you
what I'm
learning. You
saying.
learning
I'm
our
learning.
culture.
You getting there.
No, I'm
You
getting it.
getting
I'm getting
there.
it. I'm getting it.
So over the course of time and years, how did you guys like get better with women?
I actually found a girl that I liked a lot for the first time, like in a long time.
Mm.
And then I feel like that made me a better person.
Like she taught you, like in the relationship,
Yeah.
she taught you, like,
Yeah.
Nick, this is how you talk to me. And
Yeah, but
this is
plus
how you-"
I think like having an older sister always taught me like to be respectful, or like to be respectful and like how to talk to girls, because like I was always around my older sister and her friends. And I think that taught me like, don't say this, don't be acting goofy in like these certain sections. But like I think once you get into a relationship with somebody that you like a lot, they teach you and you learn that like other people have feelings. I'm so dead ass with you. Because like before her, I think that I was so like, I don't give a
In your
fuck.
own
Independent.
world.
Yeah, I was like, I don't give a
Independent.
fuck. Like, like the same thing I said earlier. Like, this girl's got a boyfriend. She wants to get with me. That's not my problem.
Yeah.
Like, how
Right.
is that my problem?
Right,
But then it's like, yo, I'm fucking up a relationship. Maybe
right.
she's not loyal.
Right.
But that's not my issue to deal with. That should
Yeah.
be her issue. You get what I mean?
Right.
Stuff like that.
Like you may not be the most responsible, but you did play a part in that home wrecking.
Exactly.
I think for me, actually, now that you said that, I think it was the same thing. I think the first time I fell in love was when I was 19. Like that. Like I had a girlfriend before that, and we were like saying I love you and shit. But I was
Yeah.
like 17 when I met that
Yeah,
girl.
it's different.
I don't really consider that a real, like I don't like, that was love for what I knew at the time. But it
Yeah.
wasn't like once I met this girl and I fell in love, that
Yeah.
was like a whole different scenario. And
Yeah.
that was the first ever Tinder date I went on. That was the first ever one night stand I had.
Oh,
and
she
then
was
it
the first
turned into
everything.
Yeah, and then it was like the first. Well, it wasn't like
Well,
the first.
yeah, but
I
like
didn't lose
all
my
those.
virginity to her, but like it was a lot of firsts.
Yeah.
And then it also turned into like she was also the first girl. She was like a couple years older than me, exchange student, so she had her own place in the Upper East Side. Like it just matured me like probably 4 years all at once in
Beauty
like
and the
6
Beast.
months.
Beauty and the Beast.
Yeah.
Now, Nick,
Who was the beast?
For you to decide.
Oh, okay.
What were you saying, Papa?
now I do you feel like one of the biggest like learning lessons you learn is actually how to turn off the goofiness, or like what do you think is
I think that it's just like learning when to be goofy and when to be like almost like strong. You get what I mean? Like when
Right.
to just kind of be like, how do I say it? Like stern, I
Masculine?
guess, or like
Yeah.
masculine,
Yeah.
Because like I feel like to a certain level, dudes who act goofy around girls in the beginning, to a certain extent, it helps bring the girls' walls down to be
Right.
like, because I think girls' walls are up all the time,
Right,
which is a good thing. Like they should be worried about like who they're around and stuff like
Yeah.
that. And I think you being goofy lets the girl know like, okay, well this guy isn't.
right. You just threw mad jokes at them.
Yeah, you're
Joke,
just throwing
joke,
mad
joke,
jokes,
joke, joke.
Yeah. That where they're just like, oh shit, like he's actually a good person, cool guy, and stuff like that. And then like you just have to have certain moments where you're not acting goofy all the fucking time. Because if you act goofy all the time, then they start thinking you like as a friend. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And so it's just then
100%.
you get into like the whole gray line of like
Yeah.
how much like when do you turn it up, when do you turn it down,
Right,
stuff like
right,
that.
right.
I think that's what I've learned.
Yeah, I think over the course of like my college life, especially, like I looking back, I was like, yo, I threw in way too many laughing emojis,
I'm saying.
Oh yeah.
yeah.
Overuse of emojis.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was just like, yeah, that definitely like
Yeah.
locked me into the
Yeah,
friend zone.
it's trial and error, man. Like I remember like the text where I used to just be like, I wouldn't get the hint, so I'd be like, oh, like do you want to come over on Thursday? Oh, I'm busy. Friday. Oh, I'm busy. Saturday. Like, what about Saturday? Like, literally, bro. I used to be.
we've all
you know
done
what I'm
that,
saying?
though.
And I just
Yeah,
couldn't.
yeah,
Like, I can't do Saturday. Next week. I'm gonna be, doing this next month. You know what I mean? Like, it was just like, so it's just like trial and error, and then you learn, and then you get your heart broken, and then you're like, you know what? I don't do this, stuff like that. So yeah. But I do think that everyone should have a certain level of goofiness to them. Don't act like all tough all the time if you're not a tough dude. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
throw in a little bit of goofiness in there.
Even if you are a tough dude, you gotta also know when to turn that off.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you guys think is like the biggest thing that puts dudes in the friend zone? That is not like looks, obviously, and just them not being attracted. Like some dudes put themselves into the friend zone. Like they had a chance and then they.
I
end
know.
up in
I
friend
think
zone.
when they don't physically like escalate the
Physically escalate.
Yeah.
You think?
I think so. Yeah.
I don't know. group invite.
Oh yeah. When the guy's like, oh, you want to come with me and my friends, or like, or like the guy putting himself always with her
Other
and her
people,
friends,
other people around.
I did see something about that said how like if you don't make it known or something like that, within like the first like few times that you just want her, then you're gonna be friend zone.
100%. That's what I think it is. I think it's starting the relationship off. You gotta just make it clear, like I'm here to flirt with you, and you gotta be like clear about that.
I don't know because like I've had girls who like I have met and I've wanted to get with, but I have literally made no intention known, and then somewhere or another like we end up doing stuff. You know what I mean?
Like
I'm not
way
saying
down the line.
Yeah,
you got
like either a month afterwards, a year afterwards, 2 years afterwards. Like I've been in those moments though, so that's where I'm like I don't really know. How
right
to
when you
answer this.
initially met them, they might be talking to somebody. They might have a man.
Not all the time though. Not all the time.
Yeah.
Like single, and then maybe they do, and then they get out of it, and then maybe they do again. But you get what I mean?
But in the situation I'm talking about is like you meet a girl, you're interested in her, and then you end up in the friend zone. How do you like what puts guys there, and how do you avoid that?
Yeah.
So in that scenario, if you meet her and you're not even interested,
That
like
is true. That is
that's
true.
a
That
whole
is
different
true.
scenario.
I'm
That's
talking
just
about two different
she
things.
became attracted to you.
Yeah.
But if you meet a girl and you want her, don't be all like, hey, let's hang out. Don't try to be her friend first and then try to evolve the relationship is what I'm saying. Make it clear.
I've done hangouts where I've just sat next to her and just talked to her the entire time, right? And that's why I say like not making a move physically puts you in the friend zone really quick, where it's like, I would just be talking. Like we would get ice cream.
Yeah.
We'd walk around. We'd sit on the sub, and my hands to be to myself.
Yeah.
Like just so polite.
Yeah.
Like
Wait,
why am I doing that?
I've done that too though.
Yeah, I don't think that's the issue.
Yeah, I've done that too, and like, we still had that second date, and then we're like making out on the second date. I've done that before.
Yeah. So what? But it was a date. That's the thing is that you.
I made it known it was a date.
Yeah,
though.
that's what I'm saying. Is that if the issue is if you hang out like that and then all your actions are also friend like, but then you also didn't make it very. Because if I made it very clear, like I'm texting her like, "Yo, I'm into you. Let's go on a date. We're gonna fall in love and shit. Blah blah blah." Right? And then she comes on the date. Even if I am taking the whole date to just not make a move on her and just get to know her, that's actually gonna be better. Because in her mind, she knows I'm interested, and she's like, "Wow, he's interested in me both sexually, romantically, whatever." And he still took the whole date to just get to know me. So then honestly, that's a benefit, but you have to lay the groundwork of like,
motherfucker spitting.
yeah, we're not friends.
Are you just saying like, oh, let's hang out?
Yeah, I remember like just afternoon hangouts where we get ice cream, where we walk around
this
town.
is the old Jimmy, right? This not you no more.
This is old Jimmy, where we just grab some lunch, or go to Barnes and Nobles, pick up some books.
Barnes and Nobles.
But now we go into the sex section. now I'm taking you like, yo, what page out of the Kama Sutra should we be reenacting?
He's like, yeah, I read this like 10 times.
But it's just like now I would throw in some sex appeal in there.
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense. That makes more sense.
Yeah.
But
whereas before I was like, oh, what's your favorite book?
you know, I hate you, bro. I hate you, Jimmy.
Oh.
That's crazy. No, I've never like.
And then at the end of the day, I'll be scratching my head like, yo, what's wrong?
What happened?
What happened?
That is true, bro. Because you're not making anything known. You're just like, oh yeah, let's just go hang out.
And I remember like I was on the subway with her, and then I'd have my hands to myself. I would just be like,
No. Well, that's the thing is that like that's the thing I don't like about the dates that a lot of dudes choose.
Yeah.
You're not setting yourself up for success. Like if you want to like making a move on a subway is difficult. You know what I'm saying? Even trying to like hold her hand out of nowhere, it's a little difficult.
You think making a move on the subway is like for a first date is
like it's because the subway is not a romantic setting. So making the
could
first
be a cute setting.
It could be a cute setting, but not in like I think it's a cute setting for once maybe it's already began. Like the first contact of like romantic touch is I feel like it's very anxiety riddling for dudes, right? You're like, how am I gonna make the first move?
Right.
Is she gonna let me?
On a subway, how would you do it?
Am I gonna be creepy? I don't even know how if on a subway, like it would have to just be like here, come here, like we're leaving now, like we're getting off the subway. Give me your hand.
My hands are sweaty.
Like, no, I'm kidding. Nah, but like it would be more like practical. Like let me grab your hand while we go through this crowd type shit.
Okay. Let's say
yeah.
you guys are just sitting down for like waiting for your stop.
I like to do like your nails are pretty. Let me see them, and I just grab her hand and I'm just touching her.
Oh man, look at
Oh,
this.
what is this, man? I want to hear some more. That was a good ass move.
Nick, what are you doing on the subway?
Yeah, I don't know.
He went on a subway for the first time in his life like a month ago.
Yeah, I went on Subway for the first time in my life. But I like what you guys were saying, where it's like, oh, if it's crowded, you can just be like, oh, here, like, take my hand, like, don't lose me.
Like
You know what I mean?
think about
Like,
a rave,
that's
right?
cute.
Like
Right.
you add like you find some cute girl, you add her to your squad, and then maybe she's in front of you, right?
Right.
And you guys are getting through a crowd. She looks back at you, she grabs your hand because she's like, I can't lose this guy. And it's just your heart is fluttering. You know what I'm saying? So it's like in the same situation in a real life scenario. If you're too scared to make it romantically, like a move like that, you got to be like, oh, like we're crossing the street. You know, let's give me your hand.
You
Like,
gotta do it
some
like
shit
low key,
that.
like subtle,
Yeah.
but like make it like no.
Also, it's
You
like kind of
cross the
protective,
barrier.
right? Like that's why I like it when a girl grabs my hand through a crowd. She's like, "Oh, like you're coming with me. Like we can't lose each other." And I want to let everyone know in case they're looking at me that this is mine.
That's attractive.
Yeah, it's hot.
I think that the when you said the sitting down thing, like with the was it nails?
Nails, tattoos, rings, any
Right.
excuse to be like, "Oh, it could be the ugliest ring ever." I'll be like, "Yo, that shit fire. Let me look at that."
Yeah. Or you know, maybe it could be after a long day. Man, I'm tired. Can you put your head right here so I have a headrest?
Yeah, that's a good one too. That's a good one. Yeah.
I like that one. I'm gonna use these.
Yeah.
But you don't ride the subway. It's fine.
I don't be right.
I'll give you another setting. All right, at a cafe shop, right? Another cute setting, right? You guys are sitting across the table. How you make your move?
I've never done that before.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm putting like almost like
What
friend
is the
zone
move,
type
then?
environments and see how you guys will finesse out of the friend zone.
Trying to kiss her across the table.
Nah, let's say she got something on her lip. You just go, oh, you got something. Like that, yeah. That shit. That's fire, man. That's fire. Is that not fire?
Wait, Jimmy's face looks so shocked.
You got
So you gotta lick your own lip?
Yeah, hold on. I don't know about the lick. But
Yeah, what do
like,
you
I'll make her lick it and then I'll get it.
No,
What's
no.
that?
What are you, a teacher flipping out a textbook? I never understood that, by the way.
Hear him?
What?
He said, "I'll make her lick it."
Yeah, that was something. I feel like that's fire.
He's treating her tongue like that stamp, like the stamp pad, just like.
Oh,
Nah, yeah, well, in my work, who knows? She's for sure gonna know that I'm in her
Oh
then.
man,
right.
Might be
Honestly,
assault,
I don't
but-
know about like that move, the nails, the hand thing
Yeah.
works for me in any scenario. So yeah,
I feel like across the table, it's not really much you
very
can do
difficult, yeah.
unless like somehow you both hold hands like this. But like, I have no idea how you're gonna lead up to that. Like, let me read your palm.
yeah,
I've
that
done
could
the
be a
palm
good thing to learn.
I've
I've
done
actually done the palm thing too.
sometimes it like I don't know where to go with that.
You know,
Dude, I'm geeking right now, bro, because I'm thinking about it, and I did the palm thing, and I was just bullshitting.
What were you saying?
This line says you're gonna have a long life.
Nah, that's not what you're saying,
Nah,
man.
and then I'm like, the next line here says you're gonna meet your lover soon, like that.
Okay, there
Bro,
you
that
go.
shit is
There
funny,
you go.
bro.
I agree with that.
That
So
shit is
you got
funny.
a both. She knows you're not a palm reader,
Yeah,
man.
yeah, yeah,
You say, yo, did you
Right.
know I'm a palm reader? And she's like, oh yeah, like what are you about to do? Give me your palm. So this, you could make up an easy one
my
to begin
God.
with. It's like this one says you're gonna meet the love of your life, like right now, and then this one says his name is Wutak.
Bro,
and
I
then,
cannot
like,
believe-
saying shit like that.
I
Like,
cannot believe I completely forgot that I've used that move before.
that's a good one. That's a
Fire
good
move
one.
though.
But
Fire move, though.
sometimes
I don't know about the mouth wipe, but that one was a good one.
mid palm read, I've like saw the look on her face, and she goes,
What were you saying though?
You were saying something wild.
Yeah, you were saying something trash.
something outlandish,
Yeah.
Jimmy.
and then I'm like, oh, never mind. Let's just hold hands. Let me cut to the chase.
I know this
just
man
wanna-
said something like, "Oh, you're gonna be the owner of a Fortune 500 company soon." I already knew you probably say something like that.
No. I have
This
I have
says
a
you're gonna have sex tonight.
Nah, I remember I had a clip of this that I didn't put in the final edit of the YouTube because it was too corny.
Oh, what'd you do, bro? What'd you do? No way.
Why he laugh so hard?
Yeah, I'm
It
scared
has to
now.
be funny.
I gotta pull out the clip. I just remember that exact move, and I was like, "This shit is cringe."
No
Can't put this
way.
up. Oh man, my fans gonna say I have no game, which I don't. I just edit them bitches out.
That's so awesome.
Hey yo, everyone got game when you try 7 times and you edit out 6. You know?
Yeah, you gotta throw shit and see what
They'll
sticks.
never know.
That's exactly how game works, though. Is you dead ass
Yeah.
or just try? You got to be down to try like hella shit so that you know. Oh man, this
Exactly.
shit has failed 10 times.
But
I
then
should never use it again.
You gotta be self-aware enough in the moment to be like,
it
oh,
up.
this shit not working. I was just trying to flirt with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
There's always a way. I feel like there's always a way to save it.
Yeah.
There's
yeah,
always
yeah.
a way to save it. Like that's the one thing. Like you can just, even if you just fold and admit that, you
Right.
should probably be like, oh, like that was cute.
Literally,
Yeah.
yeah. I'll just be like, yo, honestly, like you're so pretty, you're making me nervous. Like I was just trying shit. Like,
Right.
Yeah.
That's like, oh.
It usually it's being vulnerable and authentic after you were just trying to pull a game that didn't work is what works. Also, I think being authentic works across the board usually.
Yeah.
If the girl's into you enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I need another nectar. Oops. Oh, my friend.
I got a full.
You want me to grab another one?
There's no nectars left.
Oh, it's
The last two.
I don't want to take yours.
No, go for it. I have a White Claw. Wait, they got that.
Hey, yo. Let me.
Oh yeah.
I don't know why that made me laugh. My
No,
fault.
you don't
I didn't mean that.
You don't gotta
I
make
So
it
we got
hot.
Nick Graheda here.
On the two.
Loyal. He's
on
got
the
two nectars.
You don't gotta make it hot, Wu-Tang.
Look at what this man's drinking. He's hiding it right
You
now.
don't gotta
'cause he
make
know
it.
he-
Wu-Tang, you don't
he-
gotta make it hot.
You know he guilty.
You don't got. Gabe, where you come from?
Yeah, where the fuck did Gabe come from? And he drinking it too.
That shit busted.
Y'all think this is funny? You know how we keep our lights on? You tell them you were lying right now.
Oh man, I feel like it's been ages since I drank a White Claw. Not gonna lie.
I will walk out of here right now.
This video is sponsored by Nectar Hard Seltzer.
fucking funny, bro.
Go to the description box if you want your
Unique
first
Asian
can.
flavors, no weird aftertaste.
Oh man. So, where were we?
Contact a store near you for them to restock it.
Go to nectarhardseltzer.com/find a store.
Oh,
Sorry, go ahead, bye.
yeah. So we talk about getting better. Oh, so back to being like the struggles of the male experience, right? Have you guys ever, I think the expectation for us guys is to plan dates, provide experiences in relationships, right? Like whenever, dates are in the talks, like you guys have to be the ones, or like we have to be the ones to kind of just plan the whole date out. Right, that's the expectations, and beyond that, we have to be like provide for the date. We have to just provide in life, right? Now, question: have you guys ever told your girls how much you've made,
Like in money wise?
money wise? Yeah,
Never, unless they're like pressing me about it. But that's never happened in like a romantic setting.
right.
I've never been with someone long enough to ask me that question.
And how do you guys feel about just like being the provider to being the one to provide for the dates and pay for the dates, etc.
Like when you're just casually dating someone.
Yeah.
I'm cool with that. I think that's how it should be. I'm like a little old school in that way. Like
Yeah.
I will always pay. Like a lot of girls nowadays too offer to pay on the first date. Like which is one, a very green flag, right? But then two, I'll just never let them. And usually it'll come down to like, oh, let me pay for drinks after.
Yeah.
This is a move for all the guys listening. If you go on a date with multiple steps, right? Like let's say dinner and then you go to second bar for drinks. A lot of times if the girl's having fun, she's gonna try to pay for the second part of the date because she's like, she wants the guy to pay for dinner. It's cute, right? But she's also like, I like him enough that I don't want him to spend all his money. I'm gonna try to pay for drinks. If you just like big dick that shit and you're like, nah, get that out of here. You're not paying. It's like a plus 15 in her book. And she's gonna still try, and like, that's a green flag a woman should always try. You should never let her. And just think, and a lot of guys are like, no, it should be 50-50, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, yeah, but then there are also guys out there that you're competing with that are going to do exactly what I said.
Yeah.
And you will lose to them because they're more willing to take care of their girl, and you seem like you won't.
Nick, are you a 50-50 guy?
I don't think I am. Like, I feel like what Wu said in the beginning, I don't think I've ever like been like, well, why isn't she paying? You know what I mean? Because I've like, I've had a job since I was like 17. So I've always been able to make money to take girls on dates and stuff like that.
Right.
And I've never once bugged out like, oh, dude, I'm dropping all this money, this and that. But I feel like maybe it becomes different once you've been in a long-term relationship and all you're doing is paying for it. And that's where I was about to ask y'all, like, what do you guys feel about that when you guys are in like a long-term relationship? Is it still 50-50 or is it just like...
I think it should be evened out more. I enjoy taking care of my girl in that way. Like, but it's also like, is my girl rich? Is she richer than me?
What
You
if
know,
she?
like,
What if she's just in college? She's not making any bread.
then
I was just about to
100%.
ask that. I was just about
Then
to ask
I
that.
would take care. And if I was not in college and I'm making money,
Yeah.
like I'm making however much money
Yeah.
I'm making now, then I would take care of her. It's just common sense. Like, not only am I the man and I want to be the provider. If I see you being my wife, I want to provide for you later in life. So it's like, then and in this situation, it's like similar. You don't make money, I do. Like that's
That's
the
what. So
case.
does it just depend on like if like who has a job? Like if y'all both have a job, that's when it's like okay, well you can pay every so often. Then is that what you're saying? And you guys are both
Little
like
bit.
in school type shit.
I feel like in a long-term relationship, like you guys are planning, or like maybe not planning, it's not that long yet, but you guys want to be together for the long run.
Yeah.
Then I feel like it's a partnership, right? So it's like you guys are looking at the game of life together and trying to play the best move. And if one of you doesn't have enough money to be constantly taking care of the other one, then you should both pitch in because it's a partnership.
What
But-
if you feel like she got like a bullshit major or like a bullshit job? Like, hey, there's no money in this.
I don't,
Right?
that's okay with me. I don't really care too much about that.
Right. Like initially, right? But I feel like if you see this person as your long-term partner, you would want her to be established in her field. No.
I think it just depends on like how much work she's doing. Because if she's like just bumming it, like if she's just bumming
Exactly,
it,
yeah.
that's where the conversation is like, dude, like, and I'm trying to make ends meet.
Yeah.
Right.
That's where I'm like, dude, like I can't keep doing this. You gotta do
That's the
something.
whole, yes, exactly.
Y'all wouldn't feel some type of way if there was like a vacation that you paid for, right? And you're like paying for the food, you're paying for the Uber, you're paying like repeatedly, time after time after time again. And then finally, you know, like you're just like, man, all right, well, we're done with the meal.
So, wait, is she doing that because she's broke, or is she doing that because she's like kind of like selfish?
Expecting it.
Yeah.
She's expecting it.
Well, then that's a whole different. That's a character flaw. But like, it depends, right?
Is that a tough conversation where it's like, yo, you got to pay for some of these Ubers?
Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
think I would date. I don't think I would let myself get to the point in a relationship with a girl that doesn't make that effort, right? Like she.
Would you ever ask and be like, yo, okay, you want to get this
No,
one?
I would just drop a girl if I noticed that like
Really?
she was
No
entitled
way.
like that. Yeah.
Oh well, I guess because you'd have warning signs before.
Yeah,
like, you guys started
100%. That's a
dating.
very
Dude,
dude. You're on a vacation. If you're
Yeah,
going
that's
on
true, that's true,
vacation
that's
with
true.
your girl, y'all have been dating a while, right? I'm not going on a
right,
vacation with a
right,
girl
right.
I've known for 2 months.
That's
That's like
right,
a
true.
year, right?
Right.
So you're telling me over the course of a year that I've gone on a date a week, let's say, right? Minimum. That's like 50 something dates. And like across those 50 something dates, she's probably either never tried to pay or tried to pay. Sometimes she probably forces her way to pay because she's like, no, you're paying too much, like blah blah blah. That's how like girls I've had in my life that are good women. That's how they'll behave. Where it's like, I like that you take care of me, but I can't let you spend all this money because I want you to also have your own, like, you know what I mean? Like
Now, I'm a little Chinese, right? So I'm
a little.
Yeah, why you say a
You only
little?
a little Chinese?
so the way we spend our money is very meticulous,
Yeah, I
right?
know.
So let's say I'm with a girl and I'm paying for maybe like 70% of the dates, right? And she's paying for 30,
Okay.
right?
It's a good split.
But now this month she's pushing on like 20, right?
She's going down.
She's going down.
Why's she going down though?
Huh? No, not necessarily. Just because she's getting a little bit more comfortable with me.
Okay.
With me paying, right? And when you start to see that like
The
uncomfortableness,
drop off in like attempting to pay.
right? Are you having that conversation with Shorty?
I think so. It depends because it's like that to me is a red flag because it's like, yo, were you playing me? You know what I mean? Like, do you know that you're supposed to do this and now you're gonna revert once you feel safe?
Right.
Or like, you know what I mean? Or do you have a financial issue in your life? In which case, tell me about it.
What if
Like,
you had the money though? Like you had the money to like provide for her all the time. Are you
then-
still gonna have
no,
that talk?
exactly. Then I don't care. I want to provide for my girl all the time. But in the beginning, right? I want to see that she's
Agreed.
she's thinking. One, she should never know how much money I have when we're
Exactly,
dating, because then she
exactly.
might check out automatically of like, I'm never gonna try to pay because this guy's
Exactly.
rich as fuck. But if she doesn't know, and I'm always gonna try to pay because I'm a gentleman. But if she's not making the effort all the time because she's worried about me,
Right.
and she's putting in that thought, then that's one of the biggest red flags possible. Why would you want a partner that's not constantly thinking about, I want to make his life better,
Yeah.
when you are doing the same for her, you know? So it's like,
exactly. That's what for me, it's just like at the end of the day, like, do I have the money to pay? Like, am I not struggling? Like, do I need to buy this next month and therefore I can't be paying for this date? I think that's where I'd be like, hey, yo, like,
Yeah.
How would you have that conversation with her though?
slide her the check and be like, yo, pay tonight. I paid the last like 3 nights, like 3 months, like every night, something like that. I don't think
or you know,
I don't think I'd come at it very
Yeah.
like timidly. I think I'd be like, dude, like I've been paying, like, and I can't I'm trying to save
Got a
up for
big
this.
one. He's got a big one.
Yes, it's curved to the left. Really,
It's
really.
like this.
Okay.
But I think I would, because I'd be like, yo, dude, like, I'm sorry, but I'm trying to save up to buy my mom a birthday present because her birthday is next month, right? Or Christmas presents.
Yeah.
Then it'd be like, is it cool? I would say this. Is it cool if we don't go out for the next week or two? Or if we
Yes.
do, or like, I feel like that's the best option to say instead of saying like, can you pay?
Yeah.
Because then she can be like, yo, like, I still want to do this stuff, or like, I still want to do this. This one on me.
Yeah.
You know, I feel like you don't need
Right.
to, because like, I think that makes her know that, you let me lose my train of thought.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I was just getting hyped, and I was like,
Because I was getting hyped too.
I was
'cause I was
getting
like,
hyped up.
wait, I'm on the right path right now.
Yeah, he's rolling.
Right. I
He's
have no
spitting,
idea
he's
what's going on.
spitting.
I'm out.
Keep
But I
going.
feel like that makes her know that it's more so like, I still want to spend time with you,
Yeah.
Right.
but it's just the whole fact of like, I don't got the money to.
Yep.
And if you want to have a good time with money involved,
Right.
pull out your damn wallet.
Yep.
You know?
And that, like, I'm gonna just reiterate that for y'all listening, because I feel like if you have like a younger audience, right, that's a big one, right? Because you will run out of money. None of you, maybe some of
Yeah.
you are, but most
Right.
of you are not balling enough that you have unlimited dates, right?
Yes.
You're gonna get to the point where you're like, fuck, I've been paying for every date as I should, but I'm embarrassed to tell my girlfriend of 3 months that
You
I'm
don't
like
need
out of
to,
money,
yeah,
right?
you don't
You
need
don't
to.
need to say that. What, like he said, you tell them like, hey, like, you know, I'm kind of low on cash. Like, she's probably gonna be like, oh, like, when are we seeing each other again?
Yep.
You know, like, I'm kind of low on cash. I need to save for this, and
Yeah.
that. You know, maybe like we can't really go on a date for like 3 weeks. And a good girl will be like, nah, we're going on that date.
Yeah.
I'm just paying.
Yeah.
And you're good. And it's like, that's even like a test. You know what I'm saying? To
Yeah,
see if this girl's
exactly.
worth your time. Because imagine you said that to a chick and she was like, okay, see you in 3 weeks.
Right.
What? Like, okay, so you're cool with not seeing me for 3
Exactly,
weeks just
exactly.
because you won't pay? Like,
Exactly.
I'm done.
Yeah.
Like, I would be out of that bitch.
Or you
Yeah.
could just be like, yo, is it cool for like the next couple times that we hang out, we just kick it at my crib or your
Yeah.
crib? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what it is. But like, I just feel like it's very, I don't think you need to have the whole like, yo, start paying for dates.
Yeah.
I think what becomes an issue is sometimes when some of these girls and maybe the girl you're with is pretty bad and she has bad friends and then she's on social media and she's seeing her homegirls getting flown out to Miami,
Yep.
Dubai.
Yep.
Oh my God, my homegirl is in Maldives right now. And I'm like, and she's sitting back at home looking at you, just, hey, babe, here's the McDonald's dollar menu. Hey, babe, let me crack on some Netflix. And she's like, in the back of her head, she's like,
Hey, I mean, a woman like that, you don't even want her to be honest.
I was
yeah.
just about to say, I've seen some of the most beautiful women in my life staying with absolute deadbeats, bro. Like dudes that are just like, not even trying to get a job, bro.
Yeah.
And hopefully she knows that and she comes in my DMs. But like, I've literally seen some of the most beautiful women that are just with dudes just because they're like
good
them.
people.
And it's like, if you ever feel ashamed, or your girl ever makes you feel ashamed to the point where she's like, oh, why don't you take me on these fancy dates, these fancy things? And you know you can't afford it. You know you can't afford it because it's different if you can afford it and you just don't want to. But like, you know you can afford it. That's where I'd be like, second guess the girl, and I'd be like, where just her priorities like, really lie.
100% second guess the girl, man.
I need just like an app to just kind of just kind of give me like just that pool of women who are bad and got good hearts and that don't
No, don't we always that? Don't-
FarmersFindLove.com.
farmers.
What is that one?
Farmers Find Love?
Yeah. Did you ever see those commercials?
Nah, Christian Mingle. That's where you go.
Christian Mingle.
Good one too.
Christian Mingle.
I feel like, but
I deleted Hinge and Tinder. I'm about to be on only that. Yeah. It's been a while since I've deleted that shit.
yeah, you let me know how Christian Mingle goes.
I got you.
Yeah, I feel like you find some. I feel like church. You might find some.
There are some beautiful women at church.
There are also some demons at church. Like as someone who's grown up in church, like there are some slutty women that go to church.
There are some girls I see outside on Saturday. And
Yeah,
inside
it
church on
doesn't really
Sunday.
exactly. It doesn't like going to church does not exactly mean that you are all these factors. You know what I'm saying? There's a higher probability, to be honest, because it means that your family had enough like of these certain values and morals to send you there, and you continue to go.
Yeah,
But yeah.
I don't know, man. Church girls scare me.
no, I feel like I think I told you this last week, but I think if you go to like Canada, Toronto, Vancouver,
Bro, Canadian chicks.
Canadian girls got some fire upbringings, bro.
Yeah.
Like a girl from the suburbs of like in like Vancouver, Toronto. I feel like
Oh my god.
they're nice,
Dude,
They're-
every girl that I have met like online that I'm like fully in love with, Canadian.
So why do you think it is? Why do you think that's different? Like, why do you think it's different in America? Because I've heard this statement on more than one occasions with people that travel the world and people that come from other countries.
Right.
So like, honestly, like why do you
nation,
guys?
America?
Yeah, like why do you guys think it's different with girls from here? And I don't know if you guys want to touch on that or not,
Yeah,
but
it's a
because
touchy-
it's a touchy subject.
I have
It is.
strong opinions on this subject.
Yes.
It's touchy though.
Now,
I'm trying to say it as
politely.
yeah, as nicely as possible. I feel that there are very purposefully done psyops and like influences put into our
American
children,
culture.
both men and women. They want to make men a certain way. They want to make women a certain way. And the number one result of both of those is that we begin to like hate each other in a relationship sense. So then women start to use men for certain things. Men start to use women for certain things. And it's this constant clash. And,
you're talking about in America,
specifically America,
Got it,
because
got it,
it's
got it.
American, and it leaches to the rest of the world, unfortunately, because American media is like the pinnacle of media globally,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
But you see it in all the TV shows. They're like normalizing cheating and all these things. Like they're pumping it, and it's like in teenage shows and kids shows, and every year it gets younger and younger. Like the kind of programming it gets put into. And then I feel like people grow up with unrealistic expectations, like incel culture, per se, right? Where like dudes are just angry at women, and it's not like they have no basis for it. They were probably treated rudely, but like at the end of the day, like a lot of it is just rooted in like you're just being told like this is what all women are like, and they're being shown the worst of the worst. And it's like same with girls, with dudes. It's like
I feel like, and this is a kind of a crazy hypothesis, and I might get canceled. You know what? This might just go on the FanHouse, but I think it's because of the American like drug culture, and I think just the drug routes to America, it's like straight from Mexico, right? And it's like a lot of times when people do devious activity, they're on some shit, right? Whereas like Canada, it takes a long ass time for
get
that
there.
kilo of cocaine to make it to Toronto, or like to like Canada, right? So it's like, whereas like California, Texas, Florida, like these are the states, these are the cities where I see like the most infidelity happen.
yeah.
And
I'm getting it now.
You're saying that there's a lot of more partying and drugs in these cities.
Exactly.
And also Canada is cold, so like it's hard to party. Even in New York, right?
Right.
Wintertime, you're like, I'm going out a lot less. Versus LA. That's what I noticed about LA. There's no
24/7.
cuffing season, dude.
Yeah.
Because it's warm all the time.
Yeah.
So you could be out dressed slutty as fuck at the club all the time. Which you know what I mean? Like think of like, let's say our good friend Vit, who goes to the club all the time. Like the winter didn't slow him down, you know what I'm saying? Back in New York, even if I'm on my most demon timing, I'm like, it's cold. I'm not going outside. It's a Saturday, but I don't care.
Wait, so you said it earlier. So are you saying that American men are on that same type of timing too?
Yeah.
Like
so,
American men are also probably like the worst of the worst. Is that what you're trying to say?
a little bit. I think it's just Western culture. Like you hear, like think about it from a relationship sense, right? What you would want in the most ideal, perfect relationship in a woman, and what a woman might want in the most ideal, perfect relationship from a man. And the way that Americans act are so not that. Like dudes are like, all women are gold diggers. Like I'm not paying for shit. Like, I'm taking them to coffee on the first date because dinner's too expensive. That type of mentality is very popular, right? And then on women's side, it's like literally they'll say shit like kill all men are trash. It's definitely worse. They're allowed to say worse things on that side, but it's like, like you go to Korea, they don't say that shit. You go to Japan, they don't say that shit. Like the men are like, if I love a woman, I'm gonna take care of her. And then there's obviously fucked up shit that happens everywhere. But at the end of the day, the culture of like relationships in America specifically is like eroded down to fucking just hatred of each other. Honestly,
It was a powerful take right there.
Very powerful take. Very powerful take. I saw a tweet about like Michael B. Jordan, and the tweet said,
if this man can't keep a girl or some shit.
Nah, it was worse, bro. They said like, they were like, the tweet was, and it got a lot of likes. It was like, it started off by saying like, I don't get why you girls like Michael B. Jordan. He literally has no edge to him. He looks like he's just gonna provide for you.
Oh yeah, it was a girl saying
Yes,
that.
bro.
I
He was
seen
like,
that tweet.
this guy literally looks like he's super responsible and just has no edge to him. Why would you want to date him?
Yeah.
And I was like, what the fuck?
Bro. And it's like Michael B. Jordan. We're not talking about some regular guy. This is a millionaire stud. Like, I'm pretty sure he was voted one of the like most sexy, most handsome man, or like that award that they have at least one year.
Yeah. Sexiest man alive.
Yeah. He's up there. He's up there for sure.
Like if Michael B. Jordan can't satisfy these women,
that's what I'm saying. Like, what more can you want? Like,
I do. I don't sit my ass home
We gotta move.
and
That's
cook
what we gotta do.
Yeah,
But that's why that passport bro shit is so popular nowadays. Because it's like dudes being like, I'm gonna just find my wife elsewhere, and it's like, yeah.
I think you might have to entertain the idea in the future.
Yeah, but I also don't think that it's fully lost in America. Like, you can, if you find a good girl in the West, like just be good to her. You know what I'm saying? That's another thing, is that a lot of people do find good women and ruin them.
Yes.
Everyone
yes.
has a moment where they
also true.
become the
Yes.
demon, right?
Yes.
And it's like,
that is also true.
and I'm guilty of it, right? I've definitely
Ruined a lot of women.
Yeah, like met good women that I didn't treat as good as they should have been treated.
Yeah.
And they probably now have trust issues with other men, and like,
Same.
That is, I do believe in that. I do believe in that, the whole fact of like, when some person gets like their whole world like just fucked over by somebody, they just go on an arc of doing the same shit, and then that shit like leads off, branches off. Yeah. But I'm gonna say, like, my dad married an immigrant, so my mom's an immigrant. My dad's,
that's what, like,
it was a happy marriage.
happy marriage, bro. They're going on like,
I mean, look at the beautiful child they made, man.
Yeah.
25.
Don't let LA ruin you, bro. What,
Yeah.
I don't stay in LA. Don't worry about me.
Wait, where's your mom from?
My mom from Mexico. Maybe I'll just fly to Japan or something.
Oh, you should. Honestly, dude, if you have the ability to, you should fucking go. Because while he's got friends out there and he's got a guide, when else would you experience God? I can't leave the country, man. This is a fucking game to you, man.
I keep forgetting that you
keep talking
drugs.
shit. These are on purpose, I feel
When
like.
are we gonna start the narrative that Wu-Tang
What?
sells drugs, and that's why he can't leave the country?
I'm an illegal immigrant, y'all. I'm not afraid to say.
Yeah. He's the Korean Pablo Escobar.
Yeah, you call ice on me, just know I will come for you.
You're friends with the right person, man. Half my family is like illegal. So you're friends with the right guy.
That's what we get along.
I know how to dodge.
Yeah.
That's okay.
He felt the struggle in me. He was like, I understand.
I was like, you know
man.
what? I gotta look out for this guy.
Yeah, no, my family has like an illegal green card business, so let me know. I can hook y'all up.
This is why we all friends.
Wait, what?
Hey, you had this the whole time? You ain't tell me?
He said, "Do I really want Wu-Tang in this country, though?"
Yeah,
I
what
can
the
hook.
fuck?
No.
I've been out here. I haven't left this country since I was 12 years old.
Yeah, no. I'll give it to you for the low price
But, like-
of $17,000.
Oh, hell no. Anyway, I'm DACA. Before one of y'all try to actually call ICE on me, I'm DACA. I'm safe. All right.
Yeah. I don't have a illegal green card business.
Same with my family. They're all safe too.
Yeah.
Don't look up the last name.
Don't
though.
Shit.
bug out.
Yeah, I have a passport. Anyways, so yeah, I
That's
think,
fucked up.
huh?
So I got a passport.
But you know,
Hey, I got
your
one.
ass, dog.
It's a Korean passport, but I got one.
Oh man. Let's okay. So the last couple issues I want to touch on is loneliness and heartbreaks for guys. I think it's a lot harder for us men to kind of like navigate through, right? Like if I get heartbroken or if I feel something on my chest, I really can't go to my bros and just like cry to them, vent to them.
Yeah.
Right. Whereas like girls, they have a little wine night.
They have a
Gabe.
bigger support system.
And then Gabe will hear all their problems. Like, girl, he ain't shit.
you know, Gabe doing that too.
I've seen him doing that shit for sure.
You see the video of that guy like hearing the wine? That's what's Gabe.
Nah,
That's
this
what
is
Gabe
how I'm imagining exactly. Oh, nah, he ain't shit.
And then he tried to slide on them.
I was just about to say, he the man sliding in, bro. He the man sliding in, bro.
Hey, never let your girlfriend have wine night with Gabe, by the way.
Yeah, he will try to
Why
slide.
not? It's definitely like an all-girl thing. If there's either a guy or two pulling up, one of those guys trying to smash.
Oh, 1,000%.
Or they're gay, but Gabe's not gay, so
Yeah.
he's the other one.
But he the one throwing mad jokes at them, so their walls are down, and then
They're like, oh, he made me forget about him. How else can you make me forget about him? And then that's how it starts.
yeah.
Spaz out of control.
In fact, just never let your girl know Gabe at all.
I think that's a good idea. But bro, I was just thinking about that though, like loneliness and like guys and stuff like that, because you do have a point on like, I do think that girls get more comfort when they're with their girlies, because I think girls know how to comfort girls. But I've had nights with my boys where they do vent to me, because I think we have such a close friend group where like we can do that. But like, bro, sometimes I don't know what to say.
Yeah.
Like if I'm being honest, like I've been like the friend that they vent to, and I'm kind of just like, you know what, just let them get off their chest. But I think a lot of girls know what to say. You know what I mean? Like I'm talking about coming from the friend perspective right now, and then I'll come from like the first person perspective.
Right.
But like sometimes just like he's going through it, but I'm kind of just like, what the fuck am I supposed to say to this, bro?
Yeah.
Like, oh yeah,
Get the fuck over it.
yeah, like either am I supposed to say like, oh yeah, fuck that bitch, or like am I supposed to say like, oh let's go out and have sex with girls? You know what I mean? Like I don't know what to say. You know what I mean?
Respectfully, you can't be like, I feel that, bro. Here, let's come here.
But why? But see, this is my
Or
question
like-
though. Why do you say that though? Like, why do you think we can't do that?
Because
You don't think a brother needs a hug sometimes?
we do, but I just think it's tough for us specifically to kind of showcase our, because we're so accustomed, we're so used to just being strong, being being stoic with our emotions.
Yeah.
When we suddenly get hit with a wave of our boy, you know, maybe he just got cheated on or something. You know, we're there kind of like, man, fuck that bitch.
Yeah.
Right.
See, I think that's what it is. I think the first reaction to a dude getting anything, like breaking up with a girl, I think if you go to your friends, I think they'll be there for you. But as a man, they're just gonna be like, all right, fuck her. Let's just go outside.
Yeah, we're going out.
That's and honestly, bro, like that shit does not help.
Right. No.
I don't think it helps at all.
It doesn't help at all. It's a Band-Aid because it's a numbing. It's like a numbing cream for when you have a sore issue. It'll make the pain numb, but the pain is still there. It's just been covered up with something.
Exactly what I'm saying.
And sometimes we don't know how to the best way to, or sometimes we don't even like want to mope with our boys.
No.
Not at all.
And that's a little bit like maybe selfish of us. But you know, like
I agree with that.
If we hear some shit like our boy going through some shit, I'm like, man, how long are we gonna sit here and just be? I'm supposed to be sad with you.
Nah,
for, like, the
I'll
whole
agree
night?
with that. I know that sounds really bad, but I'll agree with that, bro. Because I've had moments like that where I'm like, well, what am I? You know what I mean? Like we're all supposed to be sad. You get what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's a sucky like thing to think about. But it's just the way we're conditioned.
Yeah, that's just how men are. I feel like that, like not even conditioned. I feel like that's like biologically. But that's the thing that I agree with everything you guys are saying. I think girls have a better support, but I think girls need the better support. Whereas men, I feel like we when I console my friends, it's not like let's
Feel
cry
sorry
about
for
it.
me.
Yeah, it's not like feel sorry about it. It's like uplift them to
Yeah.
move past it, be better.
Agreed.
Like let's get started right now on you
Right.
moving past this. Like cry for a little bit. Blah blah
Or
blah.
cry by yourself.
Yeah, go cry,
Yeah,
and then
yeah,
and
yeah.
then when you want to get over it, like come to me and I'm gonna help you get over it. You know?
Yeah.
But yeah,
I'm there to listen. Like I feel
Right,
like guys there, like I'm there to listen. But
Right.
like I think as a dude, the suckiest thing is it's very hard to get advice from one of your boys. You know what I mean? Because like I don't think they'll give necessarily the best advice.
yes,
You
I
know what I
agree.
mean? They might give you the advice you want to hear, where it's like, you know, like she did this, she did that.
Hey,
You know,
but
I miss her, but it's like
That's
you know,
why I feel like you need in your life you have boys that are your peers, right? Like
Yeah.
you have friends at your level. You have friends below your level that you kind of mentor.
Yes.
But then you also, that's why a mentor figure is so important. Somebody that's probably older than
Agreed.
you, more experienced than you, blah, blah, blah. Because when you go to your boy that's like your age, right? And especially if you're like kind of your role, right? Which is like a group leader.
Yeah.
How are you going to go to somebody that kind of like maybe has experienced less than you and
Yeah.
ask for advice? As opposed to you go to somebody like, yo, I know this guy's probably gone through this situation. I trust his advice, like type thing.
Right.
With those people that you can go to, yeah.
But as a dude, I guess I think the best thing, at least for me, I don't know if it goes across like the board, but it's just like somebody there just to listen. Like let me
Agreed.
just spit off whatever I need to spit off. I don't necessarily need to hear advice from you. You can give me a couple yeses, like, oh yeah, like, oh, what the fuck? But like, I think the best thing is just hear them out, let them get it off, and then it's kind of like, you know what, bro? Like,
And then just give him a kiss on the mouth, and then you're good.
let's not do that.
And but you know, I'll say this, but sometimes even when you do go to like a mentor or even professional help, like I've tried a therapist before, and
After
then,
a breakup specifically, or
no, just about you know, personal issues that I have. And at the end of the call, he diagnosed me as like partially autistic. So like,
I'm not gonna laugh. What?
so like, no. He explained it to me like after I vented to him about
He explained
everything.
autism to you?
No, huh?
He explained autism to you?
Yeah, he was just like, you know, autism is on a spectrum, Jimmy, and I feel like maybe you might
can't laugh, bro. Keep going.
you might suffer from like a light you know, experience of autism. And in my head, I didn't even know I had an issue coming into it. And then now, after the call, all of a sudden, I got autism.
and it's also therapists are not like psychology. You know what I mean? They're
Right.
specifically therapy,
Right.
But also the first time, you know what I'm saying? Like maybe that's not.
No, like I spent
best.
40 minutes, bro, like detailing my life out. And I thought I was just, at first, I thought this was super casual. It was like a free trial. And I was just like, word, let me just talk. And then all of a sudden, I just, autistic. And then I started thinking to myself, I'm like, am I autistic? Like, damn, I started looking up symptoms. And I'm like, yo, nah. No,
you
this
know-
man gaslighting me
Do you
right
know
now.
how absolutely baffled I would be if the first therapist I've ever seen in my life says that I have a little bit of autism in me?
Because I started retracing the things I talked about, and I was like, huh.
Holy shit, where'd he catch on?
I was like, maybe
How
the
the
way
fuck did he find me out?
the way I presented this information do sound a little autistic.
Well, but I feel like maybe it was like social issues, right? That you may have had when
Yeah.
you were
Maybe he
younger.
meant,
Yes,
like,
yes,
social-
yes.
yeah,
It was
okay,
social
okay.
issues.
Yeah,
I
that's
had when I
what.
was
That's
younger.
so my best friend, right? His name's Joe. He took the. This is even worse. He took like an online test about like, are you autistic?
Yeah.
And he was like, he ranked very high. And then he told me, he was like, I told you, Wutalk, I always knew. I didn't want to face it, but look at the facts. And he sends me his test result. I took the same test. It says like basically not at all. But all the questions are just like social kind of questions.
Right,
It's like,
right.
how awkward are you? And so it's like if you're awkward, basically,
I think that's
you might
that's
answer them in a
stupid.
way that it makes you
Yeah.
seem autistic.
Right.
Yeah, but it's just socially, so like socially.
Yeah, you
being
could just be socially awkward without being
yeah.
autistic too. You
Yeah.
know?
No, I think no. Some of the issues I explained to him was like as a kid growing up,
Yeah.
I didn't have like friends growing up, or I was like kind of maybe facing like social anxiety, social awkwardness. And I was just wondering if like any of those like childhood experiences had an impact on me as an adult. So I spent 40 minutes describing all the things that happened to me when I was a kid. And then he's like, yeah, man, I think, autism is on a spectrum. I was like,
Oh my
I don't
god,
think-
that's crazy.
I don't think
This
that's
guy doesn't
fair.
sound-
Yeah,
this guy does
yeah.
not
I
sound
don't
like
think
a good
that's fair,
therapist
especially
to me,
after,
to be
like, a
honest.
first time. I don't think that was
Yeah.
fair for him to say that
Yeah,
shit. 'Cause
yeah,
I
yeah.
bet that kind of like had you thinking, huh?
No. I denied it completely. I'm
Yeah,
like,
good.
what the
But-
fuck?
Good,
Also-
good.
Bro, a therapist is just like a relationship. You got to go. That's the hard part about finding good therapists.
Yeah.
Is you might have a shitty first experience like that, and you still got to go like 4 more times to really find out if
Right.
they're able to help you. Or
I've
not.
had friends who do go to therapists for like
Yeah.
breakups and stuff like that, and people that still go to therapy that love it
Yeah.
had to go through like they said like it's a minimum 3 to 4. But I do know though is that like I guess this is also for everyone like that wants to go into therapy is like it's better to find somebody that's your ethnicity because they can relate. They can relate
to that
to you.
experience.
They can relate to you better because like Christine has talked about it before and she was like, yo, it was I'm not gonna lie like. It's weird getting a therapist who's not your ethnicity, who doesn't have the same upbringing as you, because
Right.
they can't understand your culture.
Fair.
So she was like, so
Very
like
fair.
that's something else that I feel like if you do go through somebody, you should go through somebody who's like your ethnicity, because like if I'm going through a breakup or like you guys are going through a breakup, I feel like the way I handle it is gonna be the way that my dad raised me. You know what I mean? That's like Hispanic culture of like
Right.
just shut up and work. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I feel like with y'all it's gonna be the same thing almost.
Yeah,
you know
it's
what I mean?
pretty
But
similar.
you guys are it's gonna be more stressed in certain aspects.
Right.
So it's stuff like that, yeah. But I guess going back to your original like question though, I think that in the perspective of like being that heartbroken guy,
Yeah.
it is a lot harder, and I think that's why the whole thing of like guys get over it quick, and then after a couple months they start being all sad is true, because girls will be sad and they'll stay sad because they know that. That feeling is eventually gonna go away. But guys, I feel like guys don't understand that sometimes being sad, eventually that shit'll go away. They're just like, why am I feeling like this? Let's avoid this.
Have you gone to like Devin and Sage to kind of like talk things out?
Yeah.
And-
And they've gone to me too. Like they've
Right,
gone to me.
right.
But like, sorry, what was it?
Yeah. Well, so what would kind of be the conversation going down there? Where
It's
it's,
just
like
it's-
you didn't feel like super productive.
It was just the whole thing of like, I just liked the fact that they just listened to me.
Yeah.
And then like, I would literally just talk and then be like, yo, bro, like, we're here for you. Like, if you ever need anything, it was
Right.
always, and I like that saying, if you ever need anything, bro,
Yeah.
I am here. You know what I mean? So I feel like that would always make me feel better. But the thing is I think I always knew, and I think a lot of guys have to come to the realization that it's like, it's just you.
Yeah.
Like, you got to go through it alone. You got what I mean?
Yeah, yeah,
But the whole thing is like, better yourself. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, don't, you want to better yourself, get in the gym. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
start doing things that are gonna make you feel better, that are gonna make you feel like more confident in yourself. I think that's the way it is, and I feel like I said, unfortunately, as a guy, you do gotta do that shit alone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree. Who gives the best advice in the Sober Talks crew? Relationship advice.
Relationship advice, I'm gonna say Sean, my white
Sean.
my white boy.
But I think even being in a relationship for that long, it's
What's your longest relationship?
It's the current one where we like broke up.
But that's on and off though.
That-
on and
that
off don't count.
So it was like a full year and a half, and then it was like we were talking even after the breakup. There was like dips where we didn't talk. It was on and off for another year
But a year and a half of straight dating.
yeah. And it's yes, no, it's tough. And after the breakup, I did everything that, you know, I just threw myself back in my work.
Yeah, exactly.
Just threw myself.
I feel like
back
that's what a
in-
lot of guys do.
back in the videos, and naturally the videos involve talking to other girls, so it's like
Can I ask you a question?
what?
When you guys would break up in like those on and off moments, was it like 50-50 or who usually was like folding and like reaching out?
That's a good question.
Oh, that's
Like
a good one.
honestly, because we also talked about this in the podcast, but like who was folded and who?
She's folded.
She was folded.
She was folding. She was hitting me up. Yeah.
Okay.
And
Oh God.
and then I fold right back. The second she fold, I'm like, yeah, I miss you too.
yeah,
I miss you
but
too. I miss you too. I miss you
that's-
too.
waiting for her to
But
fold.
that's different though, bro. Cause like that's totally different. But like the first person to reach out, the first person that folds,
Yeah.
like it doesn't matter if you were feeling like the same way.
Right.
They were the one that did it.
Do
You know what's fucking weird though about what we do? Is that like
we just broadcast this?
yeah,
all
we
over the
broadcast it
fucking
all over
internet.
and like they could just watch this and just learn so much. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's unfair because we don't have that on them.
Right.
Do you guys
right.
ever think about that?
I do.
Did your ex situation ever watch your podcast?
Yeah, she brought up a couple things that I would say and stuff like that.
Mm.
But like it was never an issue because she would also tell me she's like, you can do this. She's always telling me like you're not the same person that you act on the podcast. And
Really?
I was like,
Whoa.
In what
yeah.
way? In what way?
You're so much sweeter.
yeah, that's what she said. That's what she said. Like, I'm a lot-
You act different with your girl.
But and I was
obviously,
gonna,
though.
and that's what I told her. I was like, with you, it's different
Yeah.
because I like you.
Yep.
But and that's the thing is like the whole thing that they're asking me is like the perspective of like the general stuff. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And so like maybe she understood. I don't know if she understood, but it was just like those things where like she would bring something up and she's like, you're not gonna do this.
Yeah,
And
you're
I
like,
was
you're not about this.
Yeah. And then I was like, with you, yes.
Yeah.
That and stuff like that. And she's like, I'm like, okay, fine, but every guy would do this. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? But
Yeah.
anyways.
Exactly, and that's what a lot of people don't get. They'll bring up like, you'll say something speaking for the general, and then
Yeah.
they'll be like, "Oh, but what about this one very anecdotal experience that I had?"
Yes.
It's like, well, no shit. There's an exception to everything.
A lot of my morals and my like restrictions and stuff like that goes out the fucking window when I am absolutely in love with a girl. Like that
Morals.
shit. Yeah, I think I've folded on a lot of morals.
Like what?
I can't remember off the top of my head.
Mm.
Like
I fucking kill for this girl.
Like bros over hoes or some shit, or like
no, I never disrespected like something like that. I can't think of it off the top of my head, but I think that shit's fucked up though.
what bros over hoes? In what way?
Like in the respect of like bailing on your dudes like all the time. Like when you guys always had plans, like
Yes.
bailing on plans, stuff like that for your girl,
it's very
stuff
disrespectful.
like that.
I wanted to go back to the other point you had with the girl or the guy reaching out like post breakup, but you guys say usually it's the guy reaching out
Yeah.
over the girl.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Your
But
personal
don't you-
experiences,
no,
or
no,
in general?
So,
you think?
so what I was saying is, well, go ahead. What were you gonna say?
I was gonna say I feel like guys are usually the more prideful ones to like withhold from saying I miss you and reaching out, right? Whereas the girls are the ones that are less egotistical and less prideful.
What?
I don't know, man.
I can't just lean.
No, my fault. Because like what we were saying was it was kind of like the whole thing of like, you know, dudes go through this, the whole beginning of like, okay, you know what, I can just go out now and have fun and stuff like that.
Right.
And then eventually they realize like, oh, maybe I'm not really over the girl. And the other thing too is personal experience. Like all the friends that I have,
Yeah.
I rarely come across a guy who's told me that the girl wants to get back with them or his girl has like texted them saying like, oh, where you at? Every single girl that I am friends with in some way or another has told me that every relationship they've been in, the guy has somewhat said like, oh, what are you doing tonight? Oh, I'm in your city. Oh, this and that. Maybe not to get back together, but just in some shape or form, like saying like, hinting at like seeing them. And that's like I said, personal experience. That's all my.
Hey, you know, I'm not disagreeing with it, but I feel that girls are not truthful about
Yes.
situations
Yes.
like that. I feel like, because I feel like as a guy, if I reach out first,
Second on that.
I will say like, yeah, no, I hit her up. Like, especially if I'm talking to the homies,
Yeah.
I'm gonna be like, yeah, I hit her up first. But a girl, like I've been in many situations where like I'll hear both ends of the story, and the girl will always just put like, you know what I mean? Like kind of just like switch the story to make it like, yeah, he's been in my DMs and blah, 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 and like this. But then you look at what happened and it's like, oh, you completely twisted the story. To make
you
look
fucking
like,
commented on his story or
it's like
liked
that.
the story,
Yeah, like
something
you
like
liked or heart eyes or a heart emoji or like some shit. And then he'll respond. And then it's like, and you know, some shit where it's like, And I don't feel like, especially as a friend, I feel like a girl would lie to her friend about that.
Yeah.
But I feel like a guy doesn't lie about that type of
Yeah,
stuff.
you don't ever ask these girls, oh, word? Let me see your DMs then.
Yeah.
Yeah, let me see
Yeah,
the
you got a point,
receipts.
You got a point.
Yeah.
Let me see the exact. If you make these girls pull up the exact receipts,
They start to fold, and then and I've seen that happen enough times where I'm like,
let's take it to relationship court.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. No, look, and this is a message to all the guys out there. Look, if you gonna leave the relationship, leave with some fucking conviction.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
Leave and those lonely nights that you feel like hitting her up. Stop hitting her up, bro. Like just sit with that loneliness, and that's what you gotta do as a guy. It makes you stronger. Promise you.
It does.
That is very true. Beat your meat.
Okay.
Don't beat your meat.
Don't
Beat your meat. Save that. Life juice. Keep it in.
But that is true. The nights where like I do be like just staying in, just like thinking about doing it and
Right.
then not doing it. I'm like, you know what?
I feel
am happy.
stronger.
Like I'm happy the next day that I don't wake up to that
like groggy
like,
feeling.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Fuck, you know this and that.
Also,
like,
that's the whack part about going out to get drunk is that it lowers your inhibitions, and then you know you might come home drunk and you're laying in bed missing her, and you're
Yeah.
drunk, and you're like,
Yo, have you guys
sounds
had
like the
any
that's when
like
friends come in.
like the least proudest nuts that you've had, where you've like like after a breakup, maybe like after the club, you
Yeah.
pull up an old picture. Damn.
Let's look how I felt about New York.
really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think New York maybe, but like I would say I've had a couple. I've had a couple really bad ones. Just because I was like lonely or I was just like drunk as shit. But yeah, you learn from them though.
Huh?
You learn from them.
Yeah. Like any specific though. Any specific. Here. I'll start by
what's the
sharing.
worst-
I'll start by sharing one. Right.
Okay.
Yeah. I think post breakup, I think I still had like an old sex tape.
Oh, you talking about that?
Yeah.
Oh,
like
I
not,
thought you meant like hooking up with someone.
Oh.
I mean, like it's just not
Anything.
any nuts that you're just not. Oh, like this. I'm not proud of this one.
Oh yeah, many. I have so many of those.
Like
Wait,
it could
I
be
wanna
a
hear-
hookup, or it could be a old picture. It could be an old nude. It could be old anything. It could be just somebody that like you hook up with and like.
Yeah.
Like I was vulnerable. You took advantage of me.
Hey, don't blame it on the girl.
Ain't no one taking
Come on
advantage
now.
of you, bro.
What you mean? I was
You was
vulnerable.
drunk and you were just focusing. Damn, that ass is fat.
No, man. I wasn't looking at anything. I was approached.
You are a victim, Wu-Tang.
I'm a victim.
It's
You're
okay.
a
This is
victim.
this is
I'm
a
a
safe
victim.
space. This is
Nah,
a
I've
safe
had
space.
I've had some pretty bad ones.
No, I'm kidding. I'm not a victim. Just kidding.
Okay.
Yeah.
I want to hear what are you talking about? You old sex tape.
Yeah.
Yeah. I got off to an old sex tape before.
I think
I'm just-
I was bugging. I think that's valid though. I've done that. I'm like, yeah. I was trying to make you feel really bad because I was like,
I've never
"Aw."
done that. I've never done that.
And then I looked at that. I'm like, all right, this is the last time I'm looking at this.
Do
Delete.
you guys always take sex tapes with like the girl that you're like seeing?
Nah.
No, if it's a girlfriend, yes.
Really?
Yeah.
I.
Oh, shit.
Oh, you
No, you're good.
good? Okay.
I've never done it with a girl that I like was with or that I liked a lot. So I always felt weird.
I've done it one time with a girl, and I remember she sent me like a care package, and like the sex tape was in there. But I literally didn't even watch it.
It's kind of
like,
cool though.
Yeah, it was cute, but
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
I don't know. That's not like that interesting to me. I don't know why.
Yeah, I don't find it that interesting either.
Yeah.
Like I only did it because I was like, all these dudes are doing it. Like,
Yeah.
what's the big hype?
Yeah.
And then I did it, but I was like, oh, it's cool. Like it's a
I mean,
memory.
yeah, it's like I guess it's cool, but that's another thing. I don't even save nudes from my girl. Like,
Yeah.
I don't like. It's
Yeah.
just like okay, it's great in the moment. It makes me
Right.
feel like oh yeah, my bitch.
It was
is
cool to
bad.
keep when I was with them, and then
Yeah.
it was like, whoa,
No, I don't even keep it when I'm with them. It's just like once it comes, I don't save it to my phone.
oh,
Yeah, if it's a Snapchat,
Don't worry, my boy. I save everything, bro. I save tapes. I save photos.
If it's
I'm
a
a
Snapchat,
weirdo,
I'm
dog.
on this side.
Yeah, I'm a
Y'all
weirdo,
go
bro.
over there.
I'm a weirdo.
Because if it's a Snapchat, I'll screenshot it because
Snapchat, yeah,
I have
Snapchat's
to,
different.
right?
Snapchat's
It's like almost like a for her confidence type thing. I'm gonna screenshot it.
Right,
I'm gonna
right.
screen record it. I'm gonna replay it, screenshot it again.
Wait.
Right.
But then I'm gonna I don't ever look at it again.
You
Like,
think
never
girls take offense if they send you like explicit pictures and you don't say it?
Yeah.
I think so.
100%.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
it's like, oh, you didn't want to keep that. You know what I mean? Like, it's like you could screenshot it if they get mad. It's like, here's the one everyone should know these unspoken rules about sending nudes. Expect them to save it, right? Don't send
Yeah.
it to somebody that you're like unsure of their character enough that they might send that shit out.
Valid.
It's like, why the fuck are you sending nudes to this person anyways?
Yeah.
So let's say you guys send something a little explicit
right.
and they don't save it.
Oh yeah, I'm tight. What do you mean?
Actually,
Yeah. Yeah, you kicked it again, but no, I'm mad as fuck. What the fuck?
Deadass, Jimmy.
Yeah. Cause you better be replaying that hoe. You better screenshot it twice. I better get the triple heart eyes plus verbal confirmation that you enjoyed.
I do need some hard eyes. I do need to tap the like button.
nah,
Like,
but I'm talking about like you see the save to camera roll.
Yep.
save the camera roll.
You sent her the
Yeah.
shaft and she just ignored it. She opened it and she said, OMG, nice.
Oh, bro, I sent it on iMessenger, so they have to keep it.
Oh,
Yeah,
this
yeah,
man
yeah.
figured out the system.
Yeah. I guess Snapchat, is for discreet. I don't care, bro. If that ever gets leaked, I'll look good, bro. My shit look nice.
This man is a man of confidence.
And if I ever gets leaked, bro, I'm just like, oh man, no, just any publicity is good publicity.
this man is
Do you
a
believe?
man of
Do you
confidence.
agree with that? Any publicity is good publicity.
They don't know if it's my dick unless they got my tattoos on it. But
Imagine it's just like it's clear. It's the Down Bad Show logo in the back. It's all his tattoos on his arm, and it's just him holding his shaft.
oh man,
Sorry,
Sorry,
I
Mom.
don't think all publicity is good publicity.
no, not all, but like medium sized, like medium,
Like news
middle negative press is good.
What
good.
a medium negative middle?
Yeah, but it's not like detrimental. Not like
Oh, not like career cancer.
exactly.
Like I think like if my news got leaked, I don't think I'd be like, oh my god, like my life's over. And
Yeah.
it was getting all over it, and I didn't gain a lot of followers from it. I think I'd feel like him.
Bro, you could literally Google search Vitz nudes right now and it'll come
Oh, I
up.
looked him up already.
You looked them up already? I didn't look them up. I didn't do it.
You should do it.
I can't do it. I don't want to do it because then I'm gonna look at them different. Like, oh,
I do look at him
Oh,
differently.
exactly.
I definitely do look at him differently.
Can't do it.
Yeah.
Oh man, on the topic of beating your meat though, you guys ever
Okay.
like get triggered, but not triggered, but like a photo on Instagram, has that ever triggered a masturbation session?
Yes, it has. Yes, it has.
When I was younger, yeah.
When you was younger, but now you could control your urges.
Yeah, it's very rare that I come across something where I'm like,
Or TikTok,
gosh,
TikTok more so, because you know what it is about
TikTok
TikTok.
more so.
Sometimes you'll get. This is the only type of video that's ever made me fold. And I haven't actually jerked off in like almost 3 months, I'd say.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I swear. But anyways, this what happened is these videos of like top something P stars of category, and I'm like, okay, interesting. Let me see.
Okay.
Let me see who this is.
You know what? I'm lying out of my ass right now.
Because that has worked on you.
That has worked on me and made me fold.
Yep. Because then you'll see. They'll list off some stars. I'm like, oh, I've never seen this girl
gotta
before.
go look.
Yeah, and then I'll be like, she's hot. I'm gonna go search her up. And I'm like, I'll just search her up. The second that that browser opens and then all the options are there, it's like unzipping.
We are just primal men. We are cavemen at the end of the day.
And then
We are
that's why
cavemen.
nowadays I don't even, I know myself. So it's like, don't even go on the page.
Yeah.
Who cares if you're curious?
No. So sometimes now, like I come across those things, and then in like 2 seconds, it will cut to Andrew Tate. What are you doing right now?
I see those too. I said, you know what the best ones are? It's when the video is like horizontal, so you gotta kind of like flip your phone or like move your head, and the person stitching it has their head flipped. They're like, "What are you doing?" I'm like,
Oh, yo, that when they catch you hard body. Oh my God.
I've literally just been like, "What am I doing, bro?"
I mean, it's also like, who's making this content? Why are you doing this to me?
Right? Just,
Yeah.
It's it's the patriarchy. Wu talk.
The
It's the
patriarchy.
patriarchy, and that's why the patriarchy needs to come down.
Maybe it's someone else that has folded in the past, And I was
It's like
man,
misery loves company type shit.
yeah, I can't
Yeah.
let these men fold like this. Let me make a video.
Oh, you mean the Stitcher?
Yeah,
I'm
the
talking
Stitcher.
about who's making the fucking top 5 porn stars, top 5 Japanese porn star category TikToks.
It's because they want other people to feel their depression.
Yeah, and I'm like, why'd you do
Yeah.
that to me? Like, you just now I'm sitting here in shame because I let a TikTok fucking make me
I'm
sacrifice
telling you
my
now, man,
children.
the patriarchy.
Yeah.
I don't know how accurate that is.
No, I've definitely folded to some Madison Beer TikTok.
Oh, she's so fine, but
She is.
that's never made me fold like that. I don't know why.
No, Madison Beer never.
No,
Like,
not because it doesn't like it's like, oh, she's so cute. Like, I'd love to
Yes.
fucking
no,
date
she's,
her.
no, but like her in like a sexy fucking music video. I'm like, fuck.
No, those have never done it for me. It's like the curiousness of like, I want to see what this
That's done
what this
it for me,
star looks like
Yeah.
in the act. Yeah, like that's what
Yeah,
I've made.
that's done it for me.
Yeah, because Madison Beer, I don't really categorize her in that. Like, it doesn't really make me like insatiably horny like that.
Oh,
That's a
Yeah,
good word. Big
it's
word.
more like I want to like take her on a date. Ask her,
Okay.
tell her I like her nails, and then grab her hand and shit.
yeah. But some of these celebrities they were like, oh, I've come out with the OnlyFans. Here's my like lingerie
always trash, from
lingerie
what I've
photo
heard.
shoot.
Yeah.
You know, like
No.
yeah.
I've never bought an OnlyFans. I've never looked up OnlyFans leaks. Like, it
good
doesn't
man.
interest me
You're a good
like
man.
that much. Like, when there's free porn out there, like, why would I do that?
I have.
I'd be lying if I said I hadn't. I'd be lying if I said
Hey,
I had
any-
not been curious.
Nick has
Anybody
a
else?
hilarious I've been caught face.
I'd be lying if I said I wasn't curious at times.
Have you ever paid for one? Oh yeah, you have. You admitted this on our podcast.
Yeah.
You paid for OF before? Yeah. Oh, who's? Okay. All right. Then.
He said nah.
Oh wait, I gotta use the restroom one more time.
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie. OF leaks, bro. Like sometimes I would go to their websites, bro. I would get the craziest viruses.
Oh my. And that's another thing. It's like I'm kind of like worried about that shit too.
Right. I had to like close out of mad tabs,
Uh-huh.
and I'm like, damn, just to.
You know what did happen to me once? Like this OnlyFans girl slid in my DMs, flirting, whatever, right? And then it got to like she wanted to like send me nudes type thing. I was like, I made a joke. I'm like, you could just give me a free subscription. So she did, and then to like claim it, you have to like make an OnlyFans account, and I didn't have one.
Well, to make one, it's
Bro,
a quick, easy sign up
No,
process.
exactly. I went to sign up for one. I got lazy. I just gave up, and then
No.
I had to pretend like I seen her. Because I was like, it feels disrespectful to tell her
You just like yo,
that
your
I got
shit
like
fire.
your nudes were like not important to me enough that I was gonna make an OnlyFans account. So like, I gave up.
Wow.
But yeah, I don't know. It's just never interested me. Like, obviously, I've watched porn and jerked off in the past, but like that shit exists, and these are like high quality. Like I can just search up whatever. Like
Yeah, I think
So-
the allure is that these are girls that could be from our high school.
Yeah.
The allure that is like these girls could be, it's like the girl next door type of.
No,
thing.
I agree, but I've also I don't know that's just not interested me as much. Like, what I've wanted to do is just like slide in that girl's DMs and see if I could actually
fair.
pull her. But yeah. Also, if I looked up, I feel like if it was a girl that I knew that I was attracted to, she dropped an OnlyFans. I feel like if I looked her shit up, that it would like I wouldn't want to pursue that anymore. Like, cause if like it would like make me feel like I've already earned that. You know what I mean? Like,
Like-
it's like I saw it naked already. Like,
Right.
and then it's like, okay, well, so if I feel like I even have any type of chance, I'm gonna just shoot first. And then
Right.
if she shoots me down, then it's like I don't. Now it's
right.
creepy. To, like
like
look up her
OF
OnlyFans.
is kind of like the lazy way.
Yeah,
of
exactly. There we go.
Approaching your nut.
Yes, and it's that whole saying about like why jerking off in porn is detrimental, where it's like it's training your brain to have this crazy dopamine release without
Yeah.
you having to actually work for sex like you normally have to do.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's the same with OnlyFans. Like, there's this girl. If it is that girl next door, like I know her from math class type allure that you have,
Yeah.
it's like, well, now you can see her having sex sometimes without even putting in the work to like actually,
Fair.
like develop a relationship with her.
Fair.
And it's just training you to like how are you ever going to actually get girls or like have a relationship if that's what you cop to when you see a girl you want, you know?
Now I'm playing the devil's advocate a little bit here, right? And let's just say that so and so girl is from fucking, I don't know, Serbia or like some far away land, right? And there's no way that you'll ever
bag.
Yeah, you'll ever bag, and like clearly you still know how to bag, right? So it's like I'm not justifying myself.
I was about to say, like, this man.
This sounded a little
Getting a little
personal.
personal, yeah.
What country is she from?
It's Serbia.
He's like Budapest, Hungary.
But like, you know, it's just like it's a long ways out. It's a journey to even attempt.
Okay.
Right? Where it's just like, huh.
But then what's the difference with that and looking up porn? You know what I mean? Where like these girls have it out for free. They're probably better at it, you know? Like
I think
it's not her though.
Yeah,
it's
it's just
but like
bro, it's like why would you try a new character from Smash Bros? It's a new unlockable character.
Okay, I can, but
Just
you know my point of previously where it's like training your mind to have a cop out for something you want still stands in that scenario because it's like I want X girl so bad, and I'm going to now just pay $7 to see her having sex with somebody else. You know, instead of like let that just be a fantasy and like, you know, instead of like training yourself that when you want a girl, there is a cheap replacement for getting her, you know?
Fair.
So it's like, I don't know. That's like that's just how I think about it.
No, I think that's, you know, as very what's the word? Like that's a very, very strong conviction as a man, right? To be able to do that. I think yeah, man, not all of us are like that.
I was just about to say, I'm not a strong man then.
That's you, my boy.
And I'm not saying everyone should be like that. It's just something to think about, you know?
Yeah.
And I feel like that does help. That helps me with like keeping that same like kind of mentality across the board with things helps me to get the things I want when I want them.
No, it's the same idea of like dopamine detox.
Yeah.
To be able to like just withhold yourself from
Exactly.
from getting dopamine. That way you get more just happiness from everyday life, more dopamine from just.
You guys ever fasted before for like more than 24 hours?
Food?
Yeah.
No way.
Not food. Dopamine I have.
You should try. Well, fasting from food is also a dopamine detox. So food is one of the craziest sources of dopamine. And after, so I used to do a 36-hour one once a week for the 2020 summer. And every time you would eat like an apple. Like you want to get back into eating food with like whole foods like fruits and something easily digestible.
Right.
So I would eat like an apple and it would taste like candy, dude. Like it would taste like the best apple you've ever. Everything I ate afterwards tasted like the best version of it I've ever had.
36 hours is crazy.
36 hours is long, but you could do a 24-hour one, you know? But like 36, if you really think about it, it's just stopping eating after dinner on one day, whole day no food, waking up, skipping breakfast, eating lunch, you know? And that's 36. And after that, like genuinely, and it's not like it's not that crazy. There's so many health benefits from it.
Yeah.
It's really just 36 hours of discipline of telling yourself, I want X, but no. You know, and then yeah, but afterwards, everything you taste, water even feels so much better.
Really?
Like apples, like and then you know, when you go through the week and you're like, oh, I'm hungry. Oh, I'm really craving like something really indulgent and like bad for me, but because you need that level of taste to satisfy you because you've gone your whole week eating regular things, but if you ate nothing, like fucking lettuce tastes like the best shit in the world, you know?
Damn, I couldn't do that.
And that's when your TikTok blew up.
Yeah, actually that's literally that's the type of timing I was on when my TikTok blew up.
Wow.
And now that I'm launching this new shit, that's why I'm like, I've been sitting there meditating on it. I'm like, dude, what the like I completely changed my life in like 3 months, right? And I'm like, how was I living like? And I was living like a monk. Like I was like, but it was way easier to, you know what I mean?
Right.
I wasn't getting invited to parties. Like there wasn't like all these food options everywhere.
Right.
Like, you know, and it was like no choice almost, but I took advantage of that. But now I'm like, if I can re-access that level of like discipline and training my mind and shit, like
I think distractions and temptations are so strong.
So they're so fucking everywhere, dude.
Everywhere.
Yeah. And like a lot of them are like, it's like friendship, you know, like you want to spend time with your friends, but that is a distraction at the end of the day. So
we're
it's like,
distractions.
Yeah.
We're not.
That's why this motherfucker, I can't reply to his text. The next thing you know, I'll be like, what are you doing? We'll hang out. And this guy, I was with this guy for like a week straight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And like, even at Tahoe, dude, it's like I had work to do and I just didn't do it because there's hella friends around.
Yeah.
You
Bro,
know?
but-
I just want to sit down and chill.
Are you cool if I go off on this topic real quick? Go. Like, this is the thing though, like, because you were saying like all this stuff, because I think I'm on that right now. But the thing that I think about is like, bruh, like I worked so hard for 2 to 2 years. I think I was even pushing 3 years where I was still in school and everything, and I was editing the podcast. I was pushing out TikToks like every day, trying to push 2 out, right? And that got me to where I'm at now. Am I not allowed to just like?
It's not
now
that you're not
reap the
allowed.
Rewards, you
Bro,
know what I mean?
I've been reaping the rewards for
That's
a
what
while.
I'm saying. So,
I'm not saying that.
What I'm saying is like, where does that line cross? Where now it's like, okay, well now I can't reap the rewards, and I need to go back to how I was.
But
you know what I mean?
but I just knowing you guys, I just know that that's not like gonna satisfy you. Like what satisfies you guys specifically is like wanting more things, like striving.
No, agreed. But then it's the whole thing, Jimmy, where it's like I hear all these things where it's like you gotta sometimes just sit and be happy about who's in your life and
Agreed.
and be knowledgeable. Be like, yo, well, like this is what I have. All these people got me here. I'm gonna be so happy to have them, right? But back when I was working hard, I was like, I don't got nobody, so I'm gonna keep working. You know what I mean? And I don't want to. It's like in the sense of like I don't want to go back to that, but I feel like I have to go back to that if I want to keep working hard. You know what I mean? So it's like a double-edged sword.
I agree with that. Yeah, I think you're seeing it, but let me try to word it like this. You can't make great strides in your life living a balanced life. I think everyone wants to have some type of balance, right? It's like, oh, I want to be able to work and see my friends. But if you think of every part in your life where you completely drastically change the situation you were in, zero balance.
Yeah.
I was 100% doing one thing, right?
No, agree, but why do people preach about balance?
Balance, because balance is for
Because
balance is for
normal
people who are content.
motherfuckers.
Normal.
Yeah.
If you want to remain if you're okay with your situation, you should want balance, right? Because why are you gonna be imbalanced and remain in the same spot in your life? That's crazy. That's 2 L's. That's L's on every front.
Yeah.
So when you get to where you want to be and you're like, I'm happy, not progressing further. That's when you achieve balance and you maintain the things that you have, right?
Right.
But if you want more, and that's where I'm at right now, it's like I've come a long fucking way from where I was when in the pandemic, and I'll reap those rewards because it was like I got so far ahead of where I used to be.
Yeah.
But I've been reaping the rewards for a while. I was getting a little bit unhappy in my current business, and now that these new things are happening, and now I have think of like starting a business as of now, and when I started a business in 2020, right? I have like literally 100 times more resources, 100 times more connections.
Yeah.
It'll be so much grander, right? So if I can unlock the same level of discipline I had in 2020, apply it now with my resources now, think of the gigantic jump I can make.
That is true.
So that's why I'm like, okay, the celibacy is not just to, by the way, for your audience, I'm celibate now. The celibacy is not just to fix my soul, which I felt like that was the main point. It's like, what else was I not doing at the time? I wasn't talking to no girls because there was a pandemic going on, you know?
Yeah.
And that's like that was always my biggest distraction because girls leads to going out. And now that I don't want girls, I haven't gone out. Like I haven't gone to drink. I haven't gone to party. Like I've done it a few, like in Tahoe, I was drinking like every day, but that's because I'm already there, you know?
Agreed.
And it's like, but I don't like go seek the club anymore, you know? And that opens up hella time and this like compound effect of if I just work 6 more hours on each weekend, that compounds to like in a month, like how much time, you know?
Yeah. Damn, I need to hear that.
And also it's like once you reach a certain level of success, like what makes a person stay there, right? It's like people who hit that and get comfortable, they gradually fall off.
Exactly.
And it's like once people get there, they get super comfortable. They hit a little bit of an ego, like oh man, all these people are recognizing
the rewards. You want to reap your rewards,
right?
Yeah.
It's natural. You want to reap the reward, of course. But then if you want to continue just moving forward, it's you have to even instill like an uncomfortableness.
Yes.
To you have to like inject it. Just even if it does feel comfortable, you have to find a way to get uncomfortable again. Because it could get real comfortable, bro.
Yeah. Life is very comfortable
that's
for
the
all
thing.
3 of us. I think life
That's
gets
the
comfortable
thing,
very
bro.
easily.
Like
yeah.
it got comfortable, and it got comfortable quick.
And
is
more
the
than
thing.
comfortable, bro. Especially if it's only been the last year for you, right?
Yeah.
You're like, whoa, like you're rubbing elbows with people that you used to look up to.
Exactly,
and like
exactly. But it was
doing
just crazy because, like I said, it was the whole like 2-3 years of working, and now I'm like exactly what you said. Like I think this whole weekend was just like I was rubbing elbows with girls who I was like. Maybe I'll look her up like tonight. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Stuff like that. And I'm meeting them, and I'm like I'm having conversations with them, and I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Like I'm really here. But then it's the whole thing of
I'm
like,
himmy.
yeah. But then it's like I'm here, and now it's like, oh well, I guess I don't gotta work anymore. You know what I mean? But that's where it gets like blurry, and then it's like no. You
That's
can't do
why
that.
a support network is really important, I think, because like everyone, it's natural that you lose yourself in the fruits of your labor. But if you're picking them too early, the tree will die and it won't produce any more fruit. So you're growing this tree, you put in hella work to make the tree grow, and there's some fruit growing, right? And you're like, I want to
like,
eat
oh my
that
God,
shit.
yeah.
Finally, some fruit, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
And then you're eating it, but you picked it too early, so now it can't produce more fruit because you're indulging too much too early. So it's like, have some of the fruit, but like just don't get lost in the fruit, and then suddenly there's no more fruit, and now it's harder to grow it again, and it's like, you know.
I appreciate you guys.
Yeah.
Oh,
I think y'all are like really good like insights and good people that I need in my life for reals.
Cutie.
Appreciate y'all.
Absolutely. I think that's well, let that be the conclusion of this podcast. Hopefully you men out there learn something important from us three sexy Asians. And
Nah, he's Korean
Latino.
at this point.
yeah.
Yeah.
Come on, give him a little Korean.
Yeah, tell him something in Korean.
Go chupada.
Ah. Hit him with
I
the
know-
oppa.
Yeah.
Oppa.
I don't want to say that.
Come on
I
now.
feel like I feel like I was saying it wrong. That's why.
I would use two
Isn't it
P's.
Oppa?
Oppa. Oppa is dad.
Oppa.
Oppa is like the older
no, I meant upper. I meant dad.
Oh, okay. Well, then you're
Oh,
saying
right?
it wrong.
Okay,
yeah.
okay.
Yeah, what you said was a little fruity.
My fault.
All good.
My fault. But yeah,
Nah, yeah. Check these dudes out right here. On the far left is Utak from Under the Influence. In the middle is Nick from Suburb Talks.
peace the fuck out, motherfuckers. We'll see you guys soon.
Peace.